Hello, and welcome back to Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. It is October 5th. It is just about Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, and what I have to be thankful for, I'm joined by Jeff. How's it going, man?
Thanks for having me on.
You said hello, and I unmuted you halfway through the hello, so just for context, how's everyone doing? It is an exciting week. We're 1 week away from Worlds. A lot of folks are even traveling like right now, this weekend, to get, into Barcelona early. I think the two of us were going maybe in the middle of next week. How's everyone doing? We got a bit of a stream today. It is our like 1 or 2 Eternal stream a year. We generally get to this because Crown of Servers is coming up, and I think both of us are playing Eternal on our respective teams. How's it going, Jeff? How's your week been? You stressed? You hyped? How's Worlds prep?
I'm very excited for Worlds prep. I gotta say, the team has been doing the heavy lifting on Worlds, so I mostly get to go and reap the benefits of a lot of hard work. Especially PSK has done a ton of work for Worlds, so I'm very excited to see what it looks like when we all land.
Yeah,
So
I've been like, pinging PSK every once in a while for like questions I have, and they've been really, really responsive. But like the amount of work that goes into this, I know it's gonna be absolutely fantastic. The venue looks amazing. I'm just like so stoked to get there to see how everything is. How's everyone doing?
yeah, it's.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So
Real quick, if you watch the intro, I had issues. Easy Mark character was kind of grinding to a halt a bit. So let us know if the audio and the video is not good, too loud, stuff like that, because we're doing a different setup right now, and it's like it's okay. It seems to be holding up okay. But we used to have like a bit of delay between like guests joining and then their mouth and the audio synced up. It should be better now. Sanguine guest show, nice. Thanos, how's it going? Let me just catch him on stream. Hey, John, tune in for the expert commentary and play at the chance to start because the opening music slaps. John, how's it going, man? Just think that the game volume is really loud. It's just a stream. David Dowgene, how's it going? Hoshiko rules the day, followed by super aggressive criminal event decks. I don't see much in way of slap vandals. Cole, how's it going? Lazy. Izzy, how you doing? Hopefully the move's going okay. AV looks good here. Good to hear. Kyle, back to being sad I'm not going to Worlds. Okay, you want to talk shit about Worlds, Jeff? You want to talk it down to like unhype people?
oh yeah, I mean like I'm not playing, so like it's not gonna be that hype of an event, you
Yeah,
know.
me neither. So
You
like,
know,
who knows?
we had to turn people away, so like clearly like there's downsides to the event, but no, I mean this is gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
The stream is running at like 3 frames a second. I don't think there's any way around that fact. I'm just gonna wait to see if that settles, but let me know, because on my preview screen it's going at 3 frames a second, and we can probably fix that.
Okay.
Uh
It looks smooth from my end actually because I'm watching. Oh, okay. I'm starting to see it drop a couple of frames here and there. Maybe you want to not share your screen to me, and I
yeah,
can just be on the like 5 second delay on YouTube or
yeah, that's a
whatever
good
it
idea.
is.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. That's a good idea. That will help, because I was also sharing it like 1080 60. That's probably ludicrous. Yeah, that's gonna solve it.
Oh, yeah. You probably could have shared it like
720
360 or
30. Yeah.
whatever.
Okay, Jeff, I have on screen, now that we stopped screen sharing, the world schedule announcement, because I think there's just a couple things that we might want to say at the top. It's worth noting, by the way, I'm not NSG, I'm not an organizer, I'm just what am I I'm staff. I'm called staff because I'm doing commentary, so like
Right.
I don't actually know much about the organization besides when my call is to show up. But we got this article today that Radiant posted that goes over the actual scheduling itself, and I think it's actually really interesting because it shows you exactly when the times are of when to start, when the rounds are going to be, how many rounds we're going to have, stuff like that's really interesting. So the short of the long is that in terms of the standard, world championship, so obviously Crown of Servers is on Friday. It's only 3 rounds, which is, it's pretty quick. 6 games of Netrunner goes to about, 6:30 at night. It's also worth noting in Barcelona, mind you, I think like the restaurant culture and the dinner culture is pretty late skewed. So like getting dinner at 10 p.m. from my understanding is actually like culturally relevant. So not that it's going to go too late on Friday, just, keep that in mind. So
Yeah,
what
I think it is more than 3 rounds. It's just that we're denoting when round 3 ends. I think there's like 4 or 5
final rounds.
rounds.
Oh, you're totally right. Yeah. Round 3 is at 14:45,
Yeah,
2:45. So final rounds at 6. Okay. There's much more than 3 rounds. That makes way more sense. Good catch.
yeah.
Good catch. Okay. Now, in terms of standard is now going to be broken into a 2-day event. So that's normal. That's usually a 2-day event. But now there's also going to be more Swiss rounds on the second day. So sort of the thing we accidentally did at Canadian Nationals. We played too many rounds, whatever. No big deal. So round 7, the final day, the round of the day ends at, I believe that's 9:20 at night. So Late start again after 9:30. Probably want to go get some dinner. There's a lunch break, but there's no break until that point, if I'm not mistaken. So after there, you're gonna get out. You're gonna get some food. That's for sure. The venue closes at 10, so pretty aggressive margin. We have to get out 9:30 basically. But then on day 2, we have actually what is it? 2 more rounds of Swiss, because it's a 9-round double-sided Swiss event, mind you. It is a double-sided Swiss at Worlds. So after that, there'll be a top 16 cut, and then like the actual, championship of the top 16 double elimination bracket starts. Now, what you'll also notice is startup starts also on Sunday, but they actually overlap. So there's technically rounds of Swiss at the same times as rounds of startup, which means that most players who are playing standard who want to decide to play startup have to like decide to either fold, like to drop. And so the question is like, what would you recommend as somebody who looks at the numbers to be like a certain prize support, chance of getting top half, all that sort of stuff? What's your opinion on this? Because I think a lot of people are looking at this and be like, wait, I have to make an interesting decision Sunday morning, something that might not be as simple as being like, oh, I know I didn't make the top cut. I didn't make the top half. I didn't, that sort of thing. What would you describe?
So there's a couple things, and one thing is going to be coming up in an announcement that's coming out probably Saturday, maybe Friday, depending on how things are timed. It's going to be announced that you can join the startup event at any time during the day. You don't have to be there at the start of round 1 to be part of the startup event. So with that said, it's sort of like my philosophy is if you came here to play standard and you want to play standard and you want 9 rounds of standard, we want to support you in doing that. If you want to maximize your prize haul, I want to leave that up to you to figure out exactly how to optimize. What I'll say is the majority of prizes for both standard and startup are based on getting a certain number of overall points. So for the most part, that's just going to be playing a couple of games. I think most of the prizes for standard, you can probably just win on day 1, even without finishing. You don't have to finish in the top half to get a lot of prizes from the standard event. And so I'm kind of leaving it up to the players individually to figure out, do they want to try and grind out a couple more games standard for like some Chesney alt arts that are really sick, or join up for the startup event and try and get all the prizes there, or join for the startup event, get some prizes there, and then shop over and start doing some pods of other style of stuff for the rest of the day to get even more prizes there. Yeah. I want to make people feel like they can get prizes doing whatever they really want to do. And so that's sort of the philosophy behind this overlapped drop-in kind of startup event. So.
Cool. And that's important to know. There's a difference between the startup champion and the standard world champion, is that the startup, it is single-sided Swiss, which means there will be technically more rounds, just like more entrants. So even if you miss your first game, your second game, that is okay. I imagine most people that are playing, to make the top 16, the top 32, whatever, on day 2 in standard will be 2-for-1ing. So if you're trying to figure out if you're going to make the top 16 and top 32, you'll probably find out after your first game. Again, this is not no single game. This is what I'm assuming is going to happen. I don't think we should say you should 2-for-1, but that's probably what's going to happen. So if you goof up your first round on standard, heaven forbid Sunday morning, and you want to jump straight into startup, at worst you might miss 1 round of startup, which is not too bad. It is also very notable is that startup doesn't have a top cut. It is just 10 games of Netrunner, and then whoever has the highest score, and it probably will be, I don't know if it's going to come to strength of schedule. I think after 10 rounds it'd be pretty surprising if it came to strength of schedule, because IDing in that format is now nonsense.
Yeah, I think it should be a clear winner at 10 rounds.
Yeah.
Because 2 to the power of 10 should be overdoing it, which maybe could end up in a weird case where 2 people end up losing to each other just the right number of times. But I think should lead to a decisive champion most of the time.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. If you are going to go to Worlds and your priority is I want to be the startup champion, you have to play every single round, because that is going to be a very, very, very aggressive cut. One person's going to win. Obviously, there'll be hundreds of people playing startup potentially. It's, again, one of the biggest NSG Worlds ever, and one of the biggest Netrunner World Championships of all time. So there'll be a lot of people. 10 rounds of DSS? No, 10 rounds of SSS. Startup is SSS. DSS will be 9 rounds for standard, and that will be across 2 days. So 7 on the first day, 2 on the second day. And you're technically allowed to drop whenever you want. Particularly Sunday morning is probably when most people will make that, decision. Jai, how's it going?
Yeah.
Morning, Mr. Mitchell. Morning, Jeff. Overall points is another way to incentivize not 2-for-1s, which is a type of thing I referenced last time it was discussed. Overall points is how tournaments work, though, right? Am I missing something?
Overall points for prizes probably is what they mean. Though what I will say is actually,
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it. I've also seen it increase the number of 2-for-1s. So it's not a perfect solution to two
Yeah.
for ones.
Also, this is worth knowing,
But
like, as much as there's a pessimistic discussion about 2-for-1s and IDs and stuff like that sometimes, knowing that you can do that is actually beneficial, especially when you're going into the later rounds of any tournament. I've done this before at Worlds. Wasn't like, risking hitting the top 16, the top 32, but I look at my opponent and be like, hey, I have 9 wins, you have 9 wins. If we both get 10 wins, we both get the sweet prize support, and then we just ID, right? Like, people do it. And we still play the games, but you do it just to ensure you're getting prize support. So keep that in mind. You're gonna see that pretty commonly at like whatever around the break points for certain prize support.
yeah, I will say without my NSG hat on, you should 2-for-1 an ID and not feel bad about it.
Oh yeah,
If that's a thing, like if your goal is to come to the tournament and get your highest placing possible, use all the tools at your disposal. It doesn't make your win or your placement any less or more valuable, I think, than anyone else's. So
yeah.
I would encourage you to do that as a non-OP person, and yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Again, we talked about this before. We kind of like goofed on double side Swiss. I'm not the biggest fan of double side Swiss particularly, but like if you definitely don't want to be looking at this and be like people who ID or 2-for-1 are like in some way not they're doing the tournament structure in the best way possible to get to their goals. So yeah, all the respect to those folks. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, big thing is there will be another article at some point coming forward in the next couple of days explaining more about this and like the structure of stuff and the fact that you can drop in to startup whenever you want. So more information coming, but the basic schedule is here. This is good to be out. This is really good.
Yeah, that article will be mostly about registration, and it will include details for both events. So look forward to that info, registration and ticket pickup and stuff like that. So
I bet the
people are
DSS.
thinking about.
Sorry, Jeff. Okay.
Oh no, that's it. Sorry.
Okay. I bet the DSS of standard will be cut to a lot of 2-for-1s. On day 2, yeah, it'll be almost entirely 2-for-1s. There's like if you ask me, I don't think there's any reason you should play out your matches unless somebody disagrees to 2-for-1, then you have to play it obviously. But I think on day 2, going from like, the top 60 players to the top 16, you have to win 4 games on day 2. I don't think there's any way around it. Maybe you can ID your last round if you're like really, really far ahead. Do you need to reassure the folks that it's absolutely fine to decline IDs and 2-for-1s, even if it's mathematically optimal path? That's actually a good talking point. Yeah, it's worth noting that IDs and 2-for-1s, both players have to agree to it. And if you don't want to do it, you're specifically the thing is structured in a way that a judge will be over somebody from OP so that you can have the conversation in front of them. And if you say, actually, I'd rather play the game out, the conversation ends there. You cannot feel bad. Nobody can badger about you. Nobody can say, are you sure? If somebody makes you feel bad about it, like, I would go out of the way to talk to OP, talk to the judge team, because that's explicitly outside of code of conduct. If you say no, that's like hopefully everything in the world, the final answer on that. So yeah, don't feel bad about that if you can. And if you do, talk to someone, please.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's not an expectation. If you want to show up and you say, I'm playing because I'm showing up to Netrunner because I want to play games in Netrunner, or for any other reason, you're free to say no. And it really is not something to shame on that end as well. So 100% on that one.
Cool. Anyways, tune in. More information soon. Stream, all that stuff starts in like a week. Friday, there will be a stream on Friday for the COS. Speaking of COS, Jeff, that's largely what we got to do tonight. We're talking about this weird format called Eternal. Do you want to like sell people on Eternal? Because I know there's a lot of people that are big Eternal fans. I haven't played Eternal in a long time. I think I haven't played Eternal once since the point system. But can you kind of pitch the format maybe to folks?
I think so. The obvious pitch is this is Netrunner where you get to use every card ever, and for some people that's like enough of the pitch and hopefully enough to get you there. I think one of the neat things about Eternal is, like, on average, the games take about the same amount of time as the standard games, or probably startup games do right now. But you get to basically do almost twice as powerful things in a given click. And so that could just be a really exciting thing to do. And it does, like, I just put out a video about advocating going from gateway to standard because you get strategic diversity. I think Eternal actually is going to always be like the most strategically diverse format. It just also has some really strong funneling pressures that would make me maybe say it's not maybe the format for everyone, but it is a format that I've as more people are playing it, we're discovering more and more things are kind of viable that we maybe didn't think. Though there are some really, really severe funnels that you're kind of like things your deck has to get over to even kind of get playing.
Yeah,
So.
it's worth knowing, like, we're talking about COS, and it's an event that you want to go to and win games. So, like, while you can look at Eternal as, a friendly tabletop format, 100% you can. In fact, I think a lot of people in Netrunner world right now in 2023 year of our Lord are actually playing Eternal Netrunner on kitchen tables all across, right? Like, it's just a format of with whatever cards you have. So it is a bit more structured than that, but yeah, that's a very important thing. And I think that's a real big thing too, Jeff, because I'm going to talk to you about the funnels while we're doing some deck building and some games today that I need to make sure that we kind of build around, because there's a lot of kind of rough traps you can fall into. But I agree. A lot of card pool. In some ways, it's wider. In some ways, it could be narrower too. So we're going to see what it is. That's the big thing. Okay, so look at startup legal sets here on the Null Signal Games website. It's like 6 things. Cool. You go to standard. Oh, it's like, I don't know. Oh, that's a bit bigger, but it shows you every data pack, so it seems bigger. And then you go to Eternal, and it's like, yeah, was it a product that had the word Netrunner in it? Yeah, I can't fit it on one slide. It's like way too long. So like that's intimidating, obviously, but for players who played the game for a while, it's a way to play with some of their old favorite cards. And also, if you're new to Netrunner, don't go straight into Eternal. Probably not the best idea. But like most of the cards, just like most FFG sets, are not worth considering. Yeah. So that's actually another thing I want to keep in mind, Jeff. Is like there's so many people right now playing Eternal, myself included, that just look at Eternal and be like, oh, I think I kind of want to play Data Leak Reversal again because I like that card and it hasn't been around for a long time. But what I'm most interested in watching and playing Eternal is seeing like the 2 or 3 card combinations that we've never seen hit the tables before. Because it's like one really old card and like one new NSG card together make something so absolutely toxic. That's what I'm most excited for, is to see a new archetype show up. And I don't know whether we're going to see ambitious enough deck building before COS, which is a bit of a scramble for a lot of people to figure out the format. We'll see. $1,000
I think that's one of the coolest.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think that's one of the coolest things in Eternal right now, is that like a lot of people that are just like, oh, I'm going to play this deck that was really strong in like 2017, 2016, because it turns out that was basically when Netrunner power peaked. But what we're slowly discovering is that some Null Signal Games cards are just absolutely bonkers in Eternal, and it's just kind of like, oh, does this open up something entirely new? And like we're starting to realize that, like, oh, Wage Workers is really strong in Standard. It might be completely cracked in Eternal.
Yeah, it's so busted in Eternal. From my understanding, you could do wild stuff with that card. There's a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of explanations of what's going on here to some extent. So if you're watching the stream, you're watching the VOD, don't hesitate to ask questions. We'll try and answer as much as you can. You're going to see both of us also like get confused, not see the optimal lines sometimes when we're playing like cerebral imaging. I'm holding 16 cards in my hand. What's the combo out for here? So feedback is totally fine. Now, you said any card is playable. Technically not exactly true. It's worth noting there's a ban list of 4 cards in the format. Jeff obviously knows that. 2 of them are cards that were never legal in Standard anyways. They were Watch the World Burn and Hired Help, cards that were printed on the day they were designed. It's a long story, but like these cards, nobody enjoys them. And then there's Salvage Vanadis Armory and Accelerated Diagnostics. Salvage Vanadis Armory is one of the fastest banned cards in the history of Netrunner. It's not healthy in any format, let alone in Eternal. Like it just was basically a day 1 ban in Standard. It just shouldn't have existed. It's a card that allows you to like win the game on turn 4 with minimal interaction. It's a problem. It forces the corporation to trash the top of their deck. I've never seen the combo. And Accelerated Diagnostics, this being banned to me hurts, because this is like the perfect Eternal card in the history of the game, and it's just too good, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, we kept trying to point everything else around it, and you just like, basically, it was like, okay, you're gonna have to spend something. I guess we haven't. Maybe you haven't said explicitly. A lot of points. There's a subset of cards in Eternal that are pointed. So cards have influence, and basically points are like an extra level of influence almost, where you get 7 points, and a playset of a card is worth the number of points on this list, or putting at least 1 card with the name on it is the point cost. I don't know the best way to say it, but it's like
you get a full playset for the point cost.
Yes, and you can play less than the full playset, but any one of them is going to be the full point cost. And so it just turned out that there was no point cost at which Accelerated Diagnostics was viable. I was like super excited to play Accelerated Diagnostics kind of HB 7-point click combo turns. It turned out that just doing, I And sorry for the rapid fire cards, but
Yeah, I know. It's hard to
the
get around it.
there's a card called 24/7 News Cycle, which just said forfeit an agenda and resolve the when scored ability on another agenda. You combine that with cards like Boom or End the Line or Scorch Earth, and there was just these like turn like 3-4 flatline combo kills that the runner, like, they couldn't steal agendas to interrupt, and they couldn't not steal agendas to interrupt. And it was an incredibly consistent deck. Someone figured out with Reality Plus that you could like always do it on turn 4, basically.
Yikes.
And so Accelerated Diagnostics, as much as all of the kind of eternal diehards loved it, decided that it could not stay. And so it is on the ban list as one of the only, probably the only card that people want to play in Eternal that they cannot.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's fine. That's totally fine. It's also like really interesting because this is the point system. I know we were talking just a bit before the stream started. Is like one of the issues that I feel like I'm at a disadvantage is that I haven't eternalized this point structure. And like throughout the history of Netrunner, there used to be a bit some like more complicated, you know, ban balance changes throughout the history of the game. There used to be these things called universal influence. There used to be restricted cards. And the short of the long is you can look at your opponent's deck and then like slightly have an idea of where they've spent their like, you know, bannable budget. And that's technically the same case right now in Eternal. So I can look at a runner deck and be like, okay, they played a Count Siphon, so that's 3 points. But they've also played Blackmail, that's 2 points. They're at 5. So I think they can't play Rumor Mill because that would put them at 8. That's over budget. But what Jeff was telling me is that like I don't think anyone has eternalized this list. It's kind of too long to get that all together. So whatever, we're on the same slate here. I think
Yeah,
also,
that's kind of my.
go ahead.
Yeah, I it's when I look at things, I tend to look at art. Like, there's a couple of decks that like are specifically like this is just the point budget. So there's like one runner deck where it's just like, oh, if you want to play DDoS, False Echo, Shaper, like you've just got your 7 points taken up. There's just no other way to build it.
I feel like there's some decks that were specifically deconstructed. Like I don't think you can play Potatoes, what's it called, Potential Unleashed, because it just the ultimate version of the deck that one day did exist in Standard is just above 7 points. So that's like, you know, a balancing mechanism so people don't have to play into that.
Yeah. So there's, you know, it's like that doesn't mean that you can't play Potatoes like decks. You just can't play the most powerful Potatoes deck ever, because while there are people that want to play the most powerful Potatoes deck ever, it ends up being kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, well, then you have to force every runner to be able to play against Potatoes and CI and, you know, Butcher Shop. And it's just like this list goes on and on and on. So,
You know. Shout out to having eternalized it. Seems correct. Very funny. Another thing that I do want to point out, which is like really interesting, is while you might not be familiar with too many of these cards if you're new to the game, you're playing startup, let alone standard, is that there are still some amount of cards here that are standard legal current cards, let alone like NSG startup cards. So like the idea that Spin Doctor costs points in the format is like probably pretty funny to some folks. But yeah, it is. It's like an important part of the budget of some of these decks. I don't know what other like is a big shout out of cards that are currently legal. Like Op is worth 2 points. That's really funny because I think Op would possibly be the most busted thing in Eternal. Turns out it's pretty good.
Yeah, it turns because it's so like it's very good. The other one is maybe Mutually Assured Destruction, which is a card that sees right now I think no play in Standard or Startup really, but is a very, very strong win condition in Eternal where click gaining is much more accessible for the Corp.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We also have what's it called? The one that does damage equal to tags that was banned. That's fine in this format, right?
Oh yes, high profile target. Yeah, I mean it is one of the strongest win conditions of the format, but it is, I believe, not pointed at all and is still legal. So
cool.
Yeah, that helps Mutually Assured Destruction quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things in Eternal right now is probably that a lot of the NSG cards are like underpointed, so to speak. So if you can find ways to be creative, like PU playing Fuji, that might actually be a really good deck that no one has figured it out.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see it. And it's also worth noting that like this point system, just like the standard balance, does get updated from time to time, not as consistently as the SPL, but like I know Lost Geek is a big proponent of this. Well, they'll be like, here's some points changes. I think Jeff, maybe you've communicated them too. But like come COS, if it turns out the winningest deck is like impossible to beat on either side. Like I have no doubt that will be addressed through this list. So Eternal will, the more people play Eternal, which is not a very popular format, you know, for better for worse, will become a more fun and more like wide format over time, which is super exciting. Okay, you want to do some deck building?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I have some basic rules. Firstly, it's worth noting, like a lot of folks might be watching this or going to COS and are the Eternal player in their deck, and they're like, you know, watching this to get some ideas of what Eternal. I know, Jeff, you played Eternal recently on stream. I think Ba has been playing Eternal on that stream and other streams, so there's a couple decks you can glean from that. I also want to shout out Anarcho, who like earlier, I think a month ago, yeah, in August, just posted a bunch of lists. I just searched the word Eternal in the deck list searcher, and there's a whole bunch of lists here. They're generally also linking to one another, so if you go through the deck list, there's an explanation of what they do, let alone be like, here are all the other lists I've written. So if you know nothing about the format, I promise you, even if you just grab this deck, shuffle it up, play it for the first time in person at COS, you're going to have a good enough time, because individually every card in this deck is pretty buck wild, as much as op is a bit more intimidating.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's not that many claims, but they're on Always Be Running. NSG did run 2 Eternal events this year.
Yeah, true.
So there are 6 decks claimed across the 2 events. Not the best. I should probably claim my own decks there.
And the VODs are up on the YouTube channel if you want to watch gameplay.
Yeah, they are. Yes.
Okay, so we can play any ID. I'm going to just like, you know, keep that very simple and just be very obvious that if I'm playing Eternal, I'm playing op. There's no way around it. So that's where we're going to start. And I think there's a lot of different op decks. So one of the first things that we have to do is we have to decide what our win condition is. We could probably have a, you know, a multifaceted deck, a deck that has like a bit of kill, a bit of fast advance. Like you can get away with like a lot of different things in op. That's kind of the flexibility. But that's going to be an important thing to understand. We should play New Engine Assault. You got currents again. You're all doing good. Okay, so my big things I want to do when I play op. I want to play Estelle Moon because it's a 3-point card. I take it. It's one of the most pointed cards in the format.
It is one of the most pointed cards, and yet it is also probably the most popular card in the format, I think.
Yeah. Estelle Moon, if you haven't seen it, she is absurd. And she was just like in standard. You could do it. She costs 2 influence. There's a lot of issues with this, but this card is so absurdly tempo positive for any deck that wants to build a lot of remote servers. And then obviously the icing on top of it is that instant speed, even if the runner's trying to contest this, which they still have to contest this, is that you crack this to get a 1 coster, and then you get ob value as well. It won't fire Estelle, like it won't see it, but yeah, it won't see it, right? Because it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, 3 Estelle is probably going to be the starting point. That's also really nice because now we're like close to HB Alliance, which is a really good thing if you want to do efficiency stuff, but that's where we're going to start for sure. I think I want to do a bit of fast advance. I think Baramu is playing a deck very similarly to this, but the big combo that I love playing in the format that you can actually play in the format, mind you, this 2-card combination, 1 Worlds, is Reconstruction Contract and Dedication Ceremony. So while this part is still standard legal, the idea is that we have a card that for 1 click can put 3 advancements on this counter, on this card, which means you can fast advance from hand 3-2 agendas, no problem. You do dedication, install, advance, you can score out a 4-2. So we want 3 Rococos, and then we want 3 copies of Dedication Ceremony, which is the thing that does. Things that we have to watch out for. So I know when I watched you play, there was a whole bunch of respect for rumor mill, which is, you know, a big thing. And I think actually currents are something that are probably going to give me a bit of pause in the format, because currents are something that are just banned blanket across the whole format. And I don't think they're the most fun subtype of card, because rumor mill comes down and then Estelle Moon is blank, so you can't crack her. So I saw when you were playing and when Bob was playing, there's a lot of respect to just like crack rumor mill. Crack Estelle Moon before the runner even like spent a click. How popular is this from your experience in the format? Is this more popular than Hacktivist even?
Yes. So I think basically like the power cards for runner that like actively really disrupt corpse are rumor mill, Hacktivist, and employee strike.
Yes, that's the worst one.
In no particular order. I think rumor mill is actually maybe the most disruptive of all of those. Basically, every corp is relying to some extent on unique cards that go in their remotes. And so you have to have a plan as the corp for how you're going to deal with those. It's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, I could see a version of Eternal where you either ban all currents or say all currents are 2 points or something like that.
Yeah.
And you kind of play from there. But, you know, they're a sort of they're one of probably my least favorite part of the format, and I think
Yep.
something you do have to think about. The nice thing is Rumor Mill is a bit of an uncommon splash, so it's mostly just seen in Anarch. So the Anarch matchups tend to be a little bit more heavy on, okay, if they play a Rumor Mill, do I like? You have to do that calculus of like, if they play a Rumor Mill here, do I get really messed up? So
Yeah, it's worth noting like the three currents we talked about. One's 3 points, one's 2 points, one's 1 point. So they all like all the bad currents that you don't want to play into, let alone sometimes you play runner, right? They're all pointed pretty heavily. I do agree. If there was less currents to no currents in Eternal, I might be more excited. But okay, it's something we need to keep in mind. So we'll see how that changes, how quickly we crack Estelle Moon. I'm hoping that as a fast events deck, if the I don't think there's any Wayland current I want to play.
So I pretty much always just put 3 paywall implementations in.
You think that's better than just playing Scarcity?
Because Scarcity is 2 points, it's often a little bit expensive to put in your deck. Now, that said, because you're doing fast advance, maybe it's okay. But Scarcity Scarcity of Resources is the main current that Corpse would want to play. But it eats up, you'd be spending 4 points, 2 on your ID, 2 on your counter current. Which feels a little bit bad when you have a 0-cost 1-in faction.
I didn't realize Scarcity was pointed. That actually does make me, it's going to make me sleep a bit better. I remember back in the day, like playing paywall implementation in like Jemison decks, because you just, lost on the spot when they played Employee Strike. So this card's okay, but like, is this better than just scoring out fast enough? I would like to just score out faster. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if you're actually playing to score, which my ops in Eternal typically are not, then you maybe don't need the currents.
So. The other one called as Death and Taxes. I was never a big fan of Death and Taxes. Oh, hold on, I have to do collection all. Death and Taxes to me feels a bit expensive. Why can't I find it?
Because you're probably you have to select casual so that it shows you currents.
Oh yeah, right. Huge. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, Death and Taxes is this one. It costs 2, so it's an economy card, and like it should trigger a fair bit, but like I'd rather pay 0 than 2, that's for sure, if I'm just trying to turn off a thing. So we'll keep that in mind. Okay, other things that we want. So Estelle Moon, we're going to score out. So what are the best agendas we could possibly be playing? So it's always going to be fun because, someone can suggest a card that you haven't seen in a long time. So 3X Project Atlas is a really simple start.
Yeah.
I think we're going to play probably 2 or 3 Audacity as another way to just be like, F it, I'm trying to close the game out pretty soon. We'll see if that's right or wrong. I'll start with 2 and see how it goes. Above the Law seems totally fine. I think Azyef is interesting if we have more ways to do a bit of damage. I'm not sure if there's anything else that we can really fast advance we feel better at. There's not a lot of 3/2s in the history of the game. Most of them are actually currently legal.
You could maybe do, I forget what it's called. It's like new construction. It's the
new construction contract.
4/2. Yeah. That's.
It has a trick with it. The idea is that you install this, advance it, which allows you to put your Rococo out, and then you like dedicate it. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Like, it's fine.
Yeah, there's not really other 3/2. Like, it's interesting. Like, basically, all of the 3/2s in Wayland are standard legal right now.
Yeah.
So the big thing you're pulling in, though, is dedication ceremony reconstruction contract, which is no small thing.
No, it's huge.
Especially because you can fetch it at paid ability speed with like an Estelle Moon. So
I think we might want to do a ZF just for some flexibility. I think Slash and Burn is also kind of reasonable on the basis that it's a fast events piece and it does like, deck compression, if you want to call that slots compression. I think ZF is cool. If the runner ever goes into low hand size, we'll get them, let alone we could play Urtica Cypher or we could play Junebug. Oh, actually, Rose question. Can you confirm this? Because I'm not confident on it. If the server has Ricoco with advancements on it and the runner runs the server and you trash Ricoco, obviously you need an advanceable card on the table and then you move all the advancements to the card that you produce to Rococo. Does the server disappear and does that run fizzle if that server's not iced or upgraded?
So my understanding is the server does not fizzle. You get to put a card in it before the server fizzles. So before the server disappears, and so the run continues, and you can do this after the last jack out window. So you can just wham, hit them for 6 net damage.
As long as you have an advanceable card on the table.
You have to have an advanceable card somewhere on the table before you trigger the reconstruction contract. As like that's true of any board state, basically.
Cool.
So
yeah. Oh, actually, that's a good question. Glenn Station with original ruling. When it comes to cards that have like changed text throughout the history of the game, so like Wireless Net Pavilion was errata to be unique,
Yeah.
one of per deck
So
on what's it called?
yeah,
Astroscript. Is that
AstroScript. So every errata is like basically everything uses the most recent NSG rule set.
okay?
So Glen Station has the original ruling, Wireless Net Pavilion has the unique, AstroScript pilot program has the unique limit one per deck. I would love that's actually one of those things I would love to see unerrated. I
Yeah.
think NBN could maybe use the help, or
Oh
at least
yeah.
scoring NBN could use the help, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. That's good to know. I don't
Uh,
I don't want to put Hostile in the deck because giving bad publicity to an acid-based deck seems bad, but I'm hoping we can just win fast enough. And we can also play Lizzie Mills, which is probably not awful in op, but probably not amazing in op.
Yeah, you could probably play a player as a 1x,
Yeah.
so you just get her if you need her, right?
Okay. So we've currently spent 3 points on Estelle, 2 points on op. I want to play Spin Doctor because I want to go faster, and I like this more. I'm surprised that Jackson Howard is more pointed, I'll be honest. But I think Jackson Howard is like better in slower decks. Is that
So the I you're correct that like Spin Doctor is more tempo positive, but the 3 card recursion versus 2 card recursion
yeah.
is like really the like I know I've seen a lot of people talk about like, oh, Spin Doctor is more powerful than Jackson Howard, and like that's kind of situate. If you're playing a very fair corp, I think that's true.
Yeah.
The problem is that Netrunner or Eternal is like the least fair format, right? So being able to recur your 3 most obnoxious cards is a big leg up for you.
Okay. Have you seen decks that are running Spin and Jackson? Or is that ridiculous?
I have not, but just because it's 3 points,
Okay.
so it's like almost half your budget usually. But
Yeah. Diaz recursion, draw pressure, and nasty. Shuffle 3 back is an absurd number. That is for sure.
and like sometimes click to draw for 2 is like fine.
Yeah.
Like it's not actually, yes, it's slower, but it's not like that much slower.
I want to see Jackson
in
Jinja
practice.
as much as I don't want to play against Jackson Jinja at any point. And just a deck
Oh,
is like
yeah.
all ice besides your agendas or whatever. You play Mark Yale to summon more spins. Frank, how's it going? I've seen that as a tech, is that folks are playing one of a Mark Yale. It becomes one of the interesting cards that like can produce a 0 cost or an instant speed, which like sometimes I'm just gonna put snare in the deck. I'll be honest. I'm just gonna put snare. I don't care what people do.
So I'm actually I'm all the way up to 3 Mark Yales in my op list now.
Really?
Because you can use Mark Yale and then fetch Rashida Jaheim.
Yeah, at the end of turn, before start of turn, whatever. I want to be able to like
you can do it on either
Rococo,
player's
though.
turn.
This is what I want to pull. I don't know if there's any 2-cost trashes. Assembly Lines was also the same sort of thing, right? As a 1 to 2, but it's a lot of influence.
Yeah. Assembly Lines is the same idea. It's like a better card, but it's 2 influence. So it's about where you want to spend your influence, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go through the list here of things that I care about that are interesting. I'd consider one Elizabeth Mills. I think again it's a 2-click trash that becomes a 1-coster. Trash a location. I don't know. Probably gonna get cut at some point. Is there any reason to play EBC? Is blackmail a thing?
Blackmail is a thing. It's all the other thing is that EBC is going to let you tutor for your assets, which can also be pretty important.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can crack this for credit. I forgot about that text. People just use this a lot of times to res their ice so that like DDoS and blackmail can't like absolutely goof on them. All right.
Yeah, I think DDoS is a little more popular than blackmail, but
okay.
or actually quite a bit more popular than blackmail, but it's also both are a thing.
I think this deck is really weak to DDoS. Let's be honest. It's not running a lot of ice. There's no way we're running a lot of ice. All right. What else is good? Markia, you think we should do 3? You think it's not good?
Potentially. I like
it's cool with the Estelle.
I would put 3 in. Yeah, that's the thing is you can do the Estelle into Mark Yale chain into Rashida chain, which is just quite strong.
Yeah. Run 3 Mother 3 Excalibur. I know Jeff, you were doing that in CI.
Yeah, I'm not sold on whether or not that's the best. The one I've gone for in op, but my op is pretty different. Like it's not really looking to score. Is like 3 border control, 2 enigmas, and 2 or 3 tour guides.
Yeah, tour guide for sure.
Yeah.
Don't do 1x Gaslight if you're doing Mark Yale. Oh, 1x Gaslight is interesting. I think that's interesting. I kind of like that.
Yeah, Gaslight is probably one of those cards you're like, oh, maybe this should be a point in Eternal. Like
I can see it.
it's very good.
Okay, Sealed Vault. I think people play this because of Account Siphon is in the format, and that's a messed up card. I've never seen this card in the history of the game do anything against Account Siphon.
I think I saw it do something once for the very first time in my game against Barang Wu, maybe. And I've been playing. It's in a lot of decks. It doesn't need to be in a lot of decks.
I don't think.
Basically.
I think
you're right.
You just duck it by resing stuff. I don't know. I don't think this card does anything.
Yeah,
it's neat. That
I don't think it does either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Space Camp, Student Loans, The Board, The Root, Urban, Wall to Wall. I think is probably playable.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like trying to build a janky but fun runner on the other side while we're doing this. So
yeah,
I'm dual casting. But
what's the one with the football player on it? Team sponsorship.
Yep. Team sponsorship is very good.
And now I can play. What's it called? We have 6 HB cards, so we can go ahead without influence and play Jeeves. I'm not sure if we need 3 of them. I think Jeeves is just kind of messed up.
Yeah.
That's what
If you're with Jeeves and Estelle Moon, I would recommend playing at least 2 Cyberdex Virus Suites. It also helps you beat Clot and lets you tutor out Estelle Moon and Jeeves.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
So
I like that. Yeah, run 2x
CC
sounds.
Yeah, off deck building in Eternal is like, maybe I'm just too used to building it in Standard, but like when you do it in Eternal, you're just like, oh my goodness, there's so many cards with paid ability windows. So
no more influence for Wage Workers. I don't know if we need both. I feel like Jeeves does most of the things that we care about in this deck that we don't care too much to spend 2 influence. Because like for 2 influence, there's so much other stuff you could play, right? They can get access to Malia Zaloka. I'm not sure if that's important enough. Do we still have points to spend? We've spent 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 1 more point, right? Because we're on Spin Doctor, Moon's Op. What's a 1 point card that's good? I don't care about any of
for
these.
your deck.
Nice.
Probably not any. So you could think about playing Jackson Howard if you like it over Spin, or you can just play a 6-point deck. Like that's totally fine.
Rashida. we probably have to play Rashida, right?
Rashida is quite good.
Yeah, we have 3 Mark Yale. We want Rashida for sure. Okay, Tour Guide on Ice. I think like for 2 influence left, I would actually consider going out of way to play a Snare or an Urtica, something like that, or a Project Junebug. I kind of want to do that. I just not sure if we need to do it right now. Okay, Ice, we have Tour Guide. We have all the cheap gear checks. So like we have, not Paper Wall. We have Vanilla. We have Quandary. I don't know if we need much else. Like, is Border Control worth playing? I feel like it might not be.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of great 3-cost targets, so maybe it's not.
Yeah. So what are people breaking code gates and barriers with? Like, I know Bob was playing Blacklist, and I thought that was actually pretty cute. It had a pretty big impact on a certain game.
Yeah. Blacklist really blew me out for a bit. It's quite good against. So like Anarchs tend to run Bin Breakers. Shapers tend to run Ngolo Lamb, though not exclusively.
Okay.
Crims some of them will pay the points for Amakua. Some of them will play Mammon of all cards, because Amakua is pointed, and like most Crims want like Account Siphon, Aaron Marone, and like Employee Strike, and that ends up being like almost all their points. Or they want crowdfundings. Like points are really hard for Crim. There's a lot of Crim cards that are pointed, and a lot of Anarch cards as well. It's maybe the one format where Shaper gets away pretty cleanly.
Is Shaper playing anything else besides like just Hyperdriver combo? Like, are they playing like Laguna Lock? Is that reasonable?
So yeah, Laguna Lock Haley won Off the Grid's Eternal event in 2019, or no, 2020 actually. That was Analyzed Chris playing that.
Super cool.
Yeah, just Laguna Lock. Like, I'm going to shut down every single win condition. Shaper is totally a thing. So
put Bullfrog in just to cause confusion. Play a second deck. I'm at 51 cards. I feel like I have too much ice on 7 ice. That feels like too much. Especially because I can tutor.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah.
Like, I want to ice up HQ against criminals like 100% of the time. But otherwise, I don't care to ice up that much else. Like, you want to put a roadblock for Shaper so they don't just like keyhole you to death. Oh my god, keyhole. Keyhole is going to be fun.
Yeah, keyhole and medium are both big parts of the format.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that deep dive is actually going to end up being a very big part of the format, but it's a little bit tricky to tell
Yeah.
exactly.
A lot of click gain for sure. Chat, what do you think? What do we cut here? Jeff, I don't know if you see it. I know that you're watching off the stream delay because we have issues.
If you scroll, or I guess I'll just wait till you scroll back
Yeah,
up
yeah,
on,
I framed
my
it
YouTube screen.
accurately.
Uh,
Our currents
wow,
internal
okay, wait,
dispersed. They totally
oh,
are.
I'm just not live. Okay, there we are. Okay. Now I'm looking. So to me, wall to wall is going to be the card that I would cut almost immediately looking at this list. Like it does
Easy.
a lot less than your other things.
Okay. 24 assets is a lot, but like, yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wall to wall is probably a 1 credit to draw a card.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it ends up being.
I feel like I want to do this for this, but like maybe this lets my secret tech out. I just don't know how often I'm going to dedicate and leave it on the table. Like I don't think we have good reasons to do that. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the trickiest part. The one possibility where that could work. Okay, so here's the scenario
protects the
where
whole
that
table,
does
right?
work for you. It does protect the whole table, though. I think you'd need Junebug to do that, right?
Yeah.
Well,
also issues I don't have advanceable cards. Like I can't fire it.
Yeah, you can't fire it in a lot of board states. I was gonna say the upside would be right now you have a thing where you can, I think, score an. Oh no, no. I was thinking the sequencing doesn't work on this. You can't score an Azef team sponsorship back and have the reconstruction back in time for seeing the net meat damage, but that doesn't work in about 3 different ways. So yeah, I think chat asking should you replace the vanillas with ice walls so that you have targets, I think is probably correct.
But I wonder if we don't have enough targets on just 2. Yeah, but ice wall for vanilla, I think is the very natural thing.
Yeah,
I wonder too if like cutting.
There's got to be the.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean you could put in like an advanceable Wayland trap, of which there are 2, I think.
Clearinghouse, but like.
Yeah. But that's not doing anything, and the false flag's probably not doing anything for you either.
Oh yeah, you have contract killer, which like that doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
1 Jeeves is a cut. I think Jeeves is good enough, and we're not spending influence on it. It's like 5 to trash. That's even hard for wizard.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't mind Jeeves. Yeah, I'm honestly interested whether in the format you can just play Rococo and then like seamless launch Deddy, and that's your deck. Like you just do clearinghouse fork.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's probably not bad.
Probably not, no.
All right.
I am finishing up my deck real quick.
How did I get to 50 cards? Oh, because I forgot to cut. Yeah, we're over influence. Okay. I think Blacklist, Gaslight, or Malia. I think Malia is more interesting. I think Gaslight. I think Blacklist. I don't know. Clearinghouse, fork with Audacity as you have cleanup. That's the idea, that we have the Audacity. Maybe we should play one of Clearinghouse. I just feel like 9 out of 10 times, if we like dedication the Rococo, we will not leave it on the table. I just feel like it's so unlikely that we have that on the table and not a target in hand that we just don't want to send it.
Yeah, I think that's. You have so much access to both those cards as needed. I'm a little bit surprised.
Is Blacklist that bad if you can't reliably protect it? I think with Blacklist, you get it behind an ice wall when their paper clips are in the bin. Like that's the best case scenario. But I could see how Gaslight's a bit more of a direct win con. We'll see how it feels again. First ever Eternal deck. What's good for runner, man? Because I have no idea. My guess is that the format's a bit corp favored. And I think it's really easy to put together like a 2 or 3 card combination on the corp side that feels like unbeatable. But for the runner side, it's a bit different.
Yeah, so I think runner is trying to pick your lane of power and then shoring up your kind of other things that you have, like just making sure you have some game against everything else.
Yeah. What would you recommend as like starting points?
So to me, the starting points are like control wizard. This is usually a deck that's running some combination of rumor mill, crowdfundings, blue moose, hack, like you have lots of different points, but it's like some combination of rumor mill, blue moose, crowdfunding, 0 clan vengeance as kind of a combo, hacktivist meeting, employee strike, Like you have got all of these different options for wizard,
Okay.
and you kind of just pick the style that you like the most and build into that. And that's kind of my default. If I was to say, what runner should I hand someone who hasn't played Netrunner or played Eternal, like that would be it. And all of these wizard decks are playing Desperado. And the idea is that you just keep all the asset decks in check because you Desperado, check all their stuff. You use Blue Moose to keep your economy engine going while the corp is trying to spin their wheels.
Blue Moose is
If you're
pointed. Yeah,
me,
it must be.
yeah, Blue Moose is 1 point. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the 0 Clan Vengeance wizards because they give you more interaction with the combo decks that are like scoring or killing from hand.
Yeah,
because
I'd
you
value
usually
that.
get a window where you can do that.
How bad is Tag Me? Is it unplayable?
So my guess is that Tag Me is going to be unplayable, but people have been playing it to a lot of success. Okay. I think it's actually a couple cards in. So Tag Me historically was really good into CI. I think there's a couple cards that came out in the Automata initiative that like almost flipped that matchup on its head, which suddenly
like
makes it much more
stuff?
questionable. Yeah, greasing the palm as well as your digital life.
Yeah.
Basically make the credit denial aspect of Tag Me pretty moot.
I guess I'm not playing DLR,
so,
huh?
I mean, I think you still can play DLR because I think it's the biggest thing is you have to figure out what you're going to do against Op, or kill Op in particular, because a single paparazzi is not enough. Because usually as part of the combo, they will trash the. So this is the kill version of Op, which I think is one of the like just the decks you have to have a plan around because it's my preferred deck in the format. And I just looked at my list. It's 75% across like 20 something, almost 25 games. Against players that are like all playing Eternal and kind of. Oh, is it actually? It's 76% across exactly 25 games. So they can play Mutually Assured Destruction, trash a Jeeves, and fetch a Malia from their deck to blank a meat damage protection resource.
Yeah, I believe
that. Which is often just enough to be lethal.
Plasticrete or no?
So yeah, I think actually Plasticrete like makes them like if you think about like Plasticrete, that's 2 extra assets they need to have on the board that they can res to like keep you alive. So I think like playing Plasticrete in addition to like you probably still also want paparazzi, but if you do like that kind of stuff, you can get there in time and be judicious about your tags like you're playing against any other kill deck, and then you can probably make it work. So we can definitely play what? Sorry,
Yarogniev.
Yarogniev crew
because you can't trash it, right? You can Malia it.
No,
whatever.
You can Malia it. Yeah, but if you get that and the paparazzi down, you're fine, right?
So they self-growth program you or whatever.
Yeah, but then you get a turn, right? And that's all you're looking for, especially with those kind of, you have both DLR and counter surveillance as all different win conditions that you can choose between.
I think DLR
based on how tagged you're going to be.
It feels too slow.
A
click for one card off the top feels too slow.
Yes, it definitely feels too slow because corps are so combo heavy. It can be disruptive enough, but
okay, hear me out. There's no sabotage cards in the entire card pool, but can you play Essa with Running Hot and whatever Running Hot used to be called, and then like Stim Hack? Is that a deck?
So I've been playing a deck like that, and it's not like my most winning Eternal deck. It's not like the super serious one, but it's playing. Basically the core of the deck is saying I'm going to break stuff with DDoS and Bankar. And then I'm going to use Clan Vengeance, Titanium Ribs, Levies, and just like self-damage myself a bunch. I'll have 2 or 3 Clan Vengeances on the table, self-damage, wipe the corpse hand, like punch the remote if they're going to build it, like just barely squeeze out econ with cards like Blue Moose and Zero and things like that. Ghost Tongue Marrow, and kind of make it. I can actually, let me send you this list. I played it on stream. I think actually it's what I played on the Eternal event, so I should probably
Oh,
claim it.
yeah, I think I might have seen a bit of that.
Um,
Just let me catch up on
yeah,
chat.
and
Good
it's like,
evening. Elwin says, how deep into deck
yeah.
building? We built one deck so far. We're trying to figure out the runner side. Also, oh, Stoppable. Some card names I haven't heard in a while. It's really fun to like dig up old card names and ideas to be like, oh, that's a problem. What's my meat damage solution? And then you go way back into the, the files and pull out Plastic Carapace.
Yeah,
Joe asks, what's
I'm
your
just
favorite
gonna
old
go.
school runner? Andy or Val? I think actually like I'd be closer to Wizard or Noise. Max is as old as Val, so that's probably a reasonable answer.
Yeah, I'm just throwing a bunch of different runner decks at you as I kind of scroll through.
Oh, okay, cool.
My
Oh,
things.
I see them. Okay, they're images. Yeah, okay. So there's an ESA
Yeah,
deck. Sorry, this
I-
is bad rate. No, it's fine. It's because they're on JNet. So yeah, there's an ESA deck with titanium ribs, which allows you to
I could
control your cards.
paste the text if you want to import them into Netrunner DB, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure. And so the idea is that like we can share these with folks who are going to the Eternal event.
Yeah.
on.
Here,
Okay.
let me. That's the ESTA list.
What do you call it?
I called it "What's a Bit of Core."
Nice.
Yeah. So
Can I write ESA?
I actually
here
end
and
up?
it'll import it.
I think so. Wow, I actually ended up cutting, and I don't know why, the amped ups, which definitely probably
that's the
do
name.
belong.
Yeah.
Yeah, amped up versus running hot. You can play either of them.
But you can play both.
You could play both, and maybe that's correct. The ESA being once per turn, I often found I had like enough other stuff.
Alan's asking, do Eternal decks run Scorched Earth? I don't
Not
think it's
often.
the most common way because you have high profile target, which is like busted in combo decks.
Yeah. I also, someone shouted this out in the chat. One of the reasons accelerated diagnostics, I mean, it's not actually the reason accelerated diagnostics is banned, but accelerated diagnostics interaction with end of the line is really funny because the runner does not need to be tagged to fire the end of the line if you use accelerated diagnostics.
Because it's an additional cost.
Yeah, that's
really
additional
cool.
cost to play. Let me also send you, this is, let's see, that's my version of Wizard, but I have this is just called Greg Ass Blue Wizard. This is like, if you like, this is like the closest you can get to playing Reg Anarch in Eternal, and it's a very good deck.
It's weird how that sounds like attractive to me. Because like crowdfunding's fun. Crowdfunding is just a fun card. You get Desperado to it, but yeah, I'm gonna play this for now, right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is my thing. What's the name? What'd you call it? Blue?
This is Reg Ass Blue Wizard is like is as far as I can tell the canonical name for it.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like for runner, it's like I don't have any strong ideas of what to do that's incredibly ambitious in terms of like multi-card combos outside of being like, oh, this is my Shaper deep dive 9-click 10 keyhole lists. Where like I'm surprised that like just fundamental good stuff like this is like playable. That's kind of really cool.
Yeah, I think it's like when I say stuff like, oh, it's the most busted format, like I give it that kind of bad name, and like it actually is a format where fundamentals still matter. And they matter quite a bit.
Yeah, I believe it.
So
yeah, Blue Moose, mind you, an absolute wild card. This was standard legal fair season. I don't understand.
What a card.
Why does this card exist? Oh my god, why does this card exist? That's really cool. Ice Carver one of? Really?
There's this is not my specific list. I'm a little bit skeptical that it's completely correct. The Ice Carver and the Bagat, I think, can just be replaced for better cards.
Bagat's fun.
I don't know.
I'll play Bagat, but like I'm not excited to play Ice Carver.
Yeah, I think you have better options for these. I don't even. Ice Carver is maybe a hedge against an ice heavy meta that largely we don't see a ton of.
We saw the last
but you are so
event, right? Like people were playing Hyper Glacier, which like I don't think people are prepared for it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the meta call, and we'll see how people swing for Crown of Servers. But
how do you play against Matima Kundo with this, man?
You just run at them.
Yeah,
they can only fire their ability once per turn. Your cards are pretty good, and you'll get your breakers in the bin eventually, and you'll Like you don't, if you draw crowdfundings, you're like excited to run at them.
Okay.
Because they're either going to put them in the bin for you or you're going to get your free accesses. Like empty is scary, but like unless you are running with Desperado down and no MU installed, you're going to be fine.
Right. That's just Cortex Lock
So,
respect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't die to Cortex Lock.
Yeah.
Feels weird to me.
Just
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna respond to this. Kindlewin. Feels weird to me. Scorched Earth only needs one tag. Runner ends their turn with a tag, and you can scorch, end the line. The problem with that is that's assuming the runner's ending on a tag. If the runner's ending on a tag in Eternal, they are one of two things: tag me, so they're not actually dead to a single tag, or they just assume they're dead. Like that's how high the power ceiling of tags are. And so you end up in a lot of situations where like it's just assumed that if the corp is only going to be able to keep tags if they generate them on their turn and go for the kill that same turn. And so playing the single high profile target for a lot of damage in a single card is much more valuable, as well as Setsug's pointing out, or Solmir's pointing out, that's a 3-card combo that's relying on the runner to end their turn tagged, which is pretty tricky.
It's like not that different in Standard. Is like Public Trail, Mindscape, End of Line kills not all runners, but most runners. But like you just functionally don't see it in practice because like that hand is hard to have.
Yeah.
As much as that is only 5 damage. Yo, do you want to run at some up?
Yeah, sure. Do you want me to play a serious deck or a silly deck?
I'm down for serious. Well, whatever you want to, man. Like I got to test competitively.
Okay.
It's going to be an event, so I don't mind either way.
Let me. Okay. I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a couple quick changes to this list. It should take me just I was like building a new noise list, and I was like, wait, I can just play one that I've already built and is pretty good.
Is this noise play like Pawn Shop, like old kind of noise? Because that sounds so fun to me.
That is what it's doing, and I'm actually gonna try and be very greedy and go all the way to Actually, no, that's the better draw card. Back to Wild Side Pancakes. I think the format is like just slow enough for it.
Yeah, that's the big thing is understanding if like what cards are worth installing. Like, is the format over on 6 turns? Then like, it's a different feel for sure.
Yeah, but most games are probably 8 to 10 turns. I think. Kill plans maybe not so much, but yeah. Okay, cool. And then if this flames out quickly, I can I can hop over to a slightly more serious runner deck. So.
Thomas says join the stream. Something about Pat seems different this month. Yeah, Pat will join afterwards for sure. To recap and go over some stuff. Mind you, Jeff, you joined recently on one of the CanNets videos that just came out. Yes, no, 2 ago. Is he joined the last one? You'll be on the one on the weekend again. We've been like bouncing back and forth. And those are almost all done, so should be scheduled. I'm stressed that they won't be all done before I'm leaving. But on that note, Thomas, I sent you a message on Discord. If you could kindly hit me up with a response, I just need some information from you for a lower third.
Izzy also did a great job on there.
Yeah.
So that was a fun listen.
Obviously, Izzy did a good job. What I'm actually really appreciating is that like I got to record commentary with multiple folks. So like also with Eric from Neon Static, that'll be happening a bit later as well. But understanding that everyone has a different style, it's really fun to be able to like share a microphone with a lot of people. You ready?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the lobby waiting to join.
It's up. Nice. Okay.
There we
Eternal,
are.
Here we go. JNet, by the way, polices Eternal decks, right? Like it understands the point legality system.
Yeah, and actually that's my recommendation. If you want to hop over to the deck builder real quick.
Yeah.
You'll see that there's this deck points hover below your influence when you look at the JNet Eternal thing.
Yeah.
And so it breaks it down for you and lets you know your budget. So I actually
that's good.
I often build on JNet for Eternal decks because it's just a better interface. A little bit, unfortunately. I've heard that Netrunner DB 2.0 is going to solve that problem. I'm really excited. But in the meantime, JNet's a great place to build.
Oh, on that note, I'm not asking you exactly, Jeff, but just as a platform, we used to have a plugin on the stream called Keyhole, and the person who made Keyhole, a local friend, wants to put back time in it because now he has time to fix it, and he's struggling to get a hold of people from the JNet team So if you're watching this,
Yeah.
hit me up.
I did ping them in the channel as a whole, and then I think some other stuff happened. I don't know who the right person is to ping specifically on the API, but I'll maybe put a reminder in. But also, if you're a JNet dev watching,
Yeah. Because I think he reached out in like GLC and got no response, but yeah, people are busy for
yeah.
sure. Aaron says, "What's your opinion on the Speaker of the House controversy?" I have no opinion, Aaron. I don't know what's going on in politics. I'm mulliganing.
Oh, I do know this Canadian political story, I think, but not worth going into on this.
What is this? The Shadow Net? All right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big punishment to keeping HQ open. I'm just gonna go do the. Wait, I've let too much information out. Obviously, F it. I don't love giving you this like bad pub on turn one, but like I'm gonna do it. Maybe incorrect.
Okay, I'm gonna.
What are we cooking? Mind you,
I'm
okay,
doing this wrong.
a lot of stuff that we have to say. Noise says whenever you install a virus program, the corp trashes the top
Oh,
of
yeah,
R&D.
yeah.
So it's like sabotage, but with no decisions at only the top of R&D. People found this to be the most frustrating ID to play against. It's so much fun as the runner, though.
Yeah, I'm actually going for a pretty quiet first turn.
Cipher, that must be pointed, right?
Cipher is pointed, yeah. So of the cards you've seen from me already that are pointed, I guess is Cipher and Deja Vu are both pointed. So that's 3 points that you've seen so far.
Okay.
Cipher is 2, Deja Vu is 1.
Cool. Holy shit, what is this turn? What the hell is this turn? So you're on Parasite. So my ice is actually pretty weak to Parasite. That's like kind of a given.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
So I'm going to go for a risky line, which is this.
Okay, I lost the card on top of the deck.
Just install medium and run R&D 3 times. This is like one of the like other ways to combat asset decks because they tend to be pretty ice light.
It's just win.
It's just go and win.
And you have bad publicity, so like you rip through R&D pretty hard.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Res, Purge.
Oh, yep.
2 cost. Chiefs. New remote. Go.
Okay. Fantastic.
Shreds Parasites. Okay, so now I've shuffled the deck. You saw a new card off the deck, but now I have a Jeeves on the table.
Jeeves
have
is quite good.
A lot of things that I want to do.
Yep, that makes sense.
Do you think I can just let you like smash R&D? Do you think I have to fix this problem?
It depends how fast you think you can win, right?
This fast. Atlas token, go.
That's quite fast, yeah. I'm gonna click to draw once.
Yeah.
Which feels like a mistake. We're gonna run R&D.
Okay. Thinking this is click 3, or sorry, you have 2 clicks.
Yeah, 2. Yeah. Okay.
So that's fortunate for me.
Yep, I'm gonna go back into R&D.
Yeah.
I'll pay 0 to trash that.
My trick.
And then I'm going to install a what you call it, fermenter.
So I got a res. I'm going to gain.
Yeah.
I can actually use the agenda counter here, which is hilarious.
Yes, you can. It seems like one of the worst ways to use Mark Yale.
I'll gain 2, get a 0. I'll go get a Rashida. If I was smart here, is there any operation I want? Because I can get a Gaslight. No. So this is on your turn. Start a turn. I've shuffled. I've drawn 3. I'm on 7. Search for a -1. That will be a no thanks for me. So now with Jeeves, I can purge on tempo.
Yes.
Not amazing here.
And it would make, so it's like probably the play would be something like purge, put an ice on R&D if you drew one.
But then I throw out like a shit ton of cards.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate side effect. Just icing R&D is not the worst here either.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the quad install, the wage workers.
Yep. So I think my play looks
I'm threatening to win in 2
something
turns, right? Like we're on the same page here?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, it's a tour guide.
Okay. So I'm going to let Unbroken Subroutines fire here.
This one's massive. It will be parasited immediately. It's gone already. It was that
It
fast.
sure will. Yep.
It's just gone.
Uh,
All right.
now I'll run R&D again.
Okay. I'm thinking if there's anything. I should have Amalia Zaloka in this. Not Amalia. What's the one? How much influence is Amani? She's like 4 influence.
Yeah, I think so. Steal, steal, no action. And then last click, I'm going to pop my fermenter here.
Okay. I have a huge incentive to purge just this turn, but then ice on R&D is open. You have a deja vu in hand. I know that, right? So like you're just going to get the parasite back? Yeah. Okay. Medium doing work. Yeah, it's overbearing. It is. It's a problem.
Yeah.
I think I have to use the Atlas token
kinda...
for a CSV. CVS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now I'm breaking lock real hard in not a good way. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, like, I don't think you're in that bad of a position just because I don't have time to draw. Like, medium is so click intensive.
Yeah. I agree.
And I can't really contest your board.
Oh, not that. I missed. It's fun. This is a busted powerful format. Like, we have a game already.
Yeah.
I'm going to Rococo that. Don't run anything.
Okay. I know I trashed your June bug already.
Yes.
So the threat is one of the face downs is a Spin Doctor or Jackson Howard.
Yes.
And so when I run it, I
6 damage.
I lose tempo that way. Yeah.
You die.
Sure. Sometimes. Wow, that's a whiff. Street Peddler, one of the all-time greats.
One of the best cards in the history of Netrunner, both in terms of how fun it is, how powerful it is, and that has a Resident Evil 4 quote on it.
Let's see.
The server seasons exist? Jeff told me that's not the case.
I maybe I'm wrong, Cold Lava. You've probably thought about this. Like you're one of the few people I would trust to have maybe thought about this correctly. But I think the server doesn't cease to exist until the checkpoint happens, and I think the op ability fires before the checkpoint, but I could be wrong.
So it remains after the trash. So if you replace it, it's fine, right? That's what we're agreeing on? Firing is part of the checkpoint? Okay. You deja vu for just the parasite and fermenter, okay.
Yeah. I think I just have to kind of do something like this.
Yeah, oops, my cards are gone. Do you think I can win this turn?
Oops. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think I can maybe win this turn. But I'd have to be clever, and I'm not sure I'm clever. I think I'm clever.
So do you have team sponsorships on the board?
Yeah.
Then as long as you have 4 points in hand, then you have the win.
I have no points in hand, but I have an Atlas counter. So
you would
oh fuck yeah, I needed to start figuring.
You would need two dedication ceremonies in hand.
Okay,
like
I'm thinking that I Rococo, pull an Atlas, I install the Atlas, I advance it, I score it, then I fire team sponsorship. No, I need another click.
Which reinstalls the Rococo. Yeah, your win is probably something like have the dedication ceremonies to get 6 counters and stuff. But...
I want a sponsorship and Azief in the bin. I think that's how I win. I'm just not sure how.
Oh. Yeah, you would need 2 sponsorships there, right?
So if I just install the Atlas, I move the counters over, score it, then I'm on 5. I have 2 clicks left. So I do advance Audacity. Yeah,
and
I have
when you
it.
pop
I have it.
Okay. Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah, I'm not super confident, but here we go. I can also use Azief to like search for things, like get a 1-coster if that helps in the thing. Yeah. But I'm gonna just keep it simple.
I really should have put Clot in this deck.
I was worried that you had one on the Street Peddler.
I have so much access to Clot, and it's not in the deck for some reason. That's hilarious.
So 1 click, move this over. Didn't check that I have enough money. I could get a 0-coster here. No,
Spin Doctor, maybe?
if I needed more money, funny enough, I could have trashed Jeeves to go get a Mark Yale, because that's like a credit tempo positive play.
With the Azef, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with the Azyep. Install zero cost into the deck. I don't think I have an incentive to do this. Oh, I could. I could get a Malia to blank the Street Peddler to play around Clot.
Yeah.
Oh, Malia's in the bin. She's a one coster. Never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah.
Choose a card that can't be advanced. Yeah, Malia's one. That's so true. Score.
Yeah.
And from the bin.
I was still assuming you were talking about killing the Jeeves, where it would be valid.
Yeah.
And then Audacity. Yeah, very nice.
Yo, this format's cool.
Yeah, it's a sick format.
6 turns.
Adjusted chronotype maybe is maybe a bit slow.
Yeah, your draw seemed to struggle. Like Injex is obviously sick. Street Peddler is sick. But yeah, I feel like you just need as much burst as you can. I don't know. I've no idea about the format.
Yeah, it's fun. I think it's also me going for a very greedy medium.
You could have won out the
rather than
medium.
contesting the board.
If I didn't have a CSV on the table on that turn, I think, or a CPS, sorry, you'd be in a really bad spot, in a good spot. If Jeff ran the Rococo, there was 0 punishment. If Jeff ran the Rococo, he would have died. Because I popped the Spin Doctor.
Server 9? Yeah, server 9 is Spin Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, because I res the Spin Doctor, shuffled the June Bug back in. He acts as a June Bug. I have 1 credit, does 6 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, I did access 15 cards in R&D, and I think that is probably something like 11 unique cards. Like, it was actually quite a few uniques because Ob was cycling R&D so much. I saw quite a few. There's not too many duplicates.
Frank, I'm pretty sure that the checkpoint checks after the card's in the server, so it seems like the server does still exist if you destroy the server to replace itself. That's what currently we're standing, but I'll wait for I don't know what a more official ruling is than that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go and do a quick look at the CR and see if I can figure out if I'm blatantly wrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Do you want to run it back also?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I'll do Corp again. I want to try this one again.
Yeah. I might bring a slightly better runner, but
yeah, do it up. Looks like we need 100% certain ruling on the Rococo. Yeah, we need 100% certain ruling for sure. Protesting and requesting a ruling from the head judge. That is the thing that's
I've got bad news for you.
This is worth knowing at Worlds, is that if you do get a judge call and you don't like the judge call for any reason, you can respectfully ask for a secondary judge call. You can choose to escalate it. I'm not saying that because you want to give Jeff a hard time. I'm saying that because genuinely, yeah, sometimes you think like, I don't think that's right. I want to get a second opinion, and you're allowed to do that. That is not, it's not like a punitive move. You should do that if you think that's important. Head judge rules for Coco lines is too cool to be illegal. Sick. The checkpoint kills the server. The op happens in the reaction window after it stops existing. That makes it sound bad for Rococo, right?
It does mean that I can safely run the Rococo, assuming there's nothing else in the server.
So you need an upgrade or an ice?
Yeah.
Can you confirm that, Jeff, as the judge? You don't have to do it live right now.
I'll reach out to rules and make sure I have a final ruling on that. But
okay, so we will, if you're watching this, I will update with a final ruling. I'm not an official source in the YouTube comments. I'll pin it after that if you're watching this live, but at some point in the near future, we'll make sure we've ironed that out before, obviously. All right, you want to run back?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We just make the thread in the NSG rules channel.
Cool. I'll just make the server whenever you're ready. Being a judge for Eternal sounds really rough. Yeah, I wonder what the weird edge cases are that like becomes harder. Who's the judge for Eternal?
I think that's one of those ones I think we're going to play a little by ear.
Yeah.
I think we're going to treat it as a casual event. So I think both Radiant and I will be like the head judges, and people will just shout judge very loudly, and we'll stand up from our game and run over to you.
Cool.
Yeah,
COS
from the
is
games
not
that we're actively playing.
It's not a competitive tier event, so like it is what it is. 10.3.1H. Cool. You good to go?
Yeah.
Server's up.
I don't see it yet.
Maybe give
There it
a
is.
refresh. Nice. What are you on now?
Yeah, yeah. Do I just want to run it back with that noise? No, let's go to my. I'm gonna go to my version of Wizard.
Cool.
Just slightly different from the Wizard I sent you. This seems pretty good.
I don't like this opening. How worried should I be about like hate bears account siphon wizard? Is that real? Can that hurt me?
I want to make it work. I've put a little bit of time in it, and I think it's probably real.
Okay.
Though that deck is a little narrowly tuned, but I think it's probably something people should be exploring. The biggest challenge is high profile target does mean they can't just float tags forever. And that
Yeah.
list was assuming at the time that you could just get to 7 tags and or at 2 tags and avoid the boom.
I totally forgot we didn't see the majority of my budget here. Which was
Yeah.
this. Now I'm not sure what to do. Like, do I just have to crack this right away to play around Rumor Mill? I feel like I kind of have to. Is that wild?
It depends. I no. It's until you know what current I'm on, it's probably correct.
Neat. And so now the ruling is, if I trash Estelle Moon, whatever replaces her, I can't force you to access that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Actions before I take my first click. Up to you.
Fuck off. Really? Gonna make me do this? Okay, you win. Install 1 cost from your deck? Yeah. Let me do that on my turn. That would be way smarter. If I'm going to do it, I should have done it on your turn. That's for sure. So from here, I would get a Mark Yale, which is something you have to deal with abstractly.
Yep.
Okay, so I still have op.
Okay. We'll have to resolve that manually probably, but that's fine.
Nice. Hacktivist.
I'm going to... Yep. And this is going to be how I'm going to deal with it. Let's go and run... we'll go and run here.
I will waste your click. So I'm just going to go get Rashida.
Probably,
is it res?
Yep.
So Hacktivist fires, right?
You may decline to res it because it's an additional cost.
Whoa. Okay, I'm not going to res it. It's a Rashida.
But you do have to reveal it to me, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Rashida. Trust.
Yeah, so I do have to go and trash it, so you're kind of eating up almost all of my clicks this turn, but...
Oh, you can fire op by manually clicking op. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, is that a thing you can do? That's
maybe
funny that neither of us thought about that.
Steph, how's it going? I do have more of a hand. Yeah, I feel like with a Spin Doctor, I can just like let this rip a bit.
Yeah, I will say, Jai, last year I was helping judge the team event, and then discovered as we called time that I had brought the wrong set of decks, and so sprinted like 10 minutes back to my hotel, and then sprinted 10 minutes back and managed to get both games done in standard somehow. But
I thought Estelle Moon was make a new server. It's not. It's just put a card in a server, in the root of a server. That's buck wild.
It sure is.
I thought it was what's it called? The red turtlebacks.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna run HQ. Click 1. Click 2, I should say here.
Thinking.
Yep.
It's too late to get ice. That's for sure. I wonder, like, if there's an op deck that, like, you know, pulls price X and stuff at instant speed. Like, there's some really cool stuff here.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Yeah.
Let's run.
Is Ysen teaching Metro about Eternal? 100%. Yeah, we're both playing at COS in Barcelona, so both on Eternal side. Yeah, I'll Spin Doctor that. I'll get back face down, and I think the best card there has to be Estelle, right?
Probably, yeah.
I think you're right about the 3x Mark Yale. That seems good.
Yeah, it's quite solid. Yeah, we'll trash this. I don't think I want you blanking my resources. Maybe I'm not supposed to, but oh, I didn't realize I hit I should have realized I hit 2 crowdfundings off of my price.
I did not see that you did that. That's pretty good. Okay.
Who needs Desperado when you've got that?
Go.
We gonna score? Nice.
Yeah. Clear the current.
Okay. Deja Vu.
Fuck off.
Play
Wait,
the
hold on. Wait, I can react. I can
Oh,
react.
sorry.
Okay, so before you play the hacktivist, do I do stuff?
Yeah.
Shit.
Going too fast there.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, I'm fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Hacktivist will hit 0. I will gain 2 off of Strike Fund.
Woo.
And then I'm going to run server 3 here.
Come on, why? That's my
You didn't res it. You
That's
didn't res
true.
it, so it had to be something good.
Well, okay, hold on. So do I Estelle on your turn? That will get me a 1-coster. So that could get me a dedication.
Then you could...
Or Rococo, sorry.
Yeah. You could also...
I could get a Rashida.
My turn. So then you can Mark Yale on your turn. So you get the Rashida, yeah.
That's so fucked up. This format's cool.
Op is like the coolest. Like, this is the, like, they can never ban Op because it's just this potential that you can see in Eternal. It's just so cool.
Did you respect Azyaf? Because I thought I might get a cheeky flatline in the next turn.
I wasn't super respecting it. It was on the back of my mind. But hey, Kato, if there are cards you want us to shout out, or please, like, we're going a mile a minute because we've played with all of these cards for like almost a decade now. But this is by far the least accessible format.
No joke. So. Yes. I'll try and do a better job explaining all this stuff here. Okay. Oh, I think I pulled the wrong card. Okay. So.
Oh, I don't see. It looks like you chose to not res.
Yeah, I pulled a Rococo. I think I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
I think I should have pulled a Mark Yale for sure. But now I've seen what I got from the Estelle, so like I can't fix that.
It's fine. I honestly don't mind too much.
Okay. Because it is yeah, it's a big difference. So, oops, I'm getting a Yale. I'm gonna put that on the table because now I get, like, you know, sick lines like this, which would be
now. So technically, I think res the Mark Yale if it hits one of the Estelle Moon cards that you drew. Oh, okay. You're gonna choose to not res it. Okay.
Yeah. I just think it's better to have access because I'm pretty sure this was going to be my line regardless. Well, as much as I unfortunately I drew one of these pieces.
Yeah. Okay. No action on advance here.
Slash.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool. Get out.
Yeah, slash is a way to get around that. It's really cool.
Of course, mostly playing startup these days is tough to follow. Super cool. Yeah, I'll try to explain everything. So, yeah, we have a lot of stuff to do. So now I want to res Mark Yale, which is not a good card, but now I can gain 2 to get the Spin Doctor. Because this is my line, because you knew I had Audacity, so I should have done this anyways to get the thing. I don't want to put in the remote server, so now I get 2 cards. I can save my slash. I can also put a card back into the deck. We're down 2 Mark Yales. I'm looking for some combo pieces here. I think I'm going to put the Mark Yale back in the deck. I think it's such a flexible card. Okay. So this is the big one. Crowdfunding is currently banned. It says if Jeff makes 3 runs, he can reinstall any of these from his heap. Every turn it gives a credit, and on the last time it goes, on the 3rd credit, it gets him a card draw. So this is like an infinite economy engine, literally like an infinite card as long as he's, you know, doing a thing. You're not deep diving me. What is this?
No, this is just me trying.
Is APOC a thing? In the game?
No, not really. It's too slow.
Okay. Okay, what 2 casters do I have in the list? I have Jeeves. That's
is that a CVS in server 7? That's funny.
Yeah. I got. Oh no, but I have to do it on my turn because I did. Yeah, I did our friend on your turn.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so my plan my, you know, without revealing my entire hand, like, I drew a card that I'm like, okay, I want to get value out of this next turn. I don't really want to click to draw because that's quite slow. Let's try and take singles where I can.
Yeah. No, that's
try and slow you down.
Holy crap! How do you play this? I need to put so much rep into this. This is not easy to play.
You seem like you're in a great spot here. I'm gonna be honest.
Card 4 HQ is really good. I think so, but I feel like I can't let R&D be open because I think he just drops some medium games over. Okay, problem. A big problem suddenly. This is, mind you, instant speed at any paid ability window. I have priority on my turn, but yeah, now card 4 seems really good.
Let's just run HQ here, I think.
Yeah, I'm good. Fetching this spin up to scoring an agenda slash and bird is so much fun. Yeah, you can do it in, mind you, in standard. You just do SDF into a 1-coster. Okay, on your turn?
Yeah.
Res, purge, get a Jeeves.
Get the Jeeves. Yeah.
New remote server start. Do you have an action?
No actions here.
What about now?
Still no actions.
Well, how about now?
Still no actions.
Okay. Let me think about it. Okay, what about now?
You got it. You got it.
I think I'm going to go one further.
Okay. Seems good.
Seems good.
I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
I'm going to do this.
Have a core in Eternal. There's a point system. How many points is Faust? Is Faust pointed?
No, Faust is unpointed.
It's an unappointed card.
It's just...
Yeah,
it's just not that good.
Yeah, I believe
it's fine, but it's not that good.
Just play Banhar. It's probably better.
Yeah,
so you want to make 3 runs here, right? That's what the big play is?
That's the big thing. Yep. I think I don't care about this team sponsorship in your hand as much as I care about this Jeeves on the board.
Yeah, that was card 4, mind you. This is team sponsorship. I was trying to struggle to get it out those last 2 turns.
Yeah. And now I get to install my 2 crowdfundings from the heap.
Great.
Feels all right.
Anything you want to do?
No actions here.
What about now?
Now I do have some actions.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. That's just fucking awkward when that happens to you suddenly.
Yeah, this is why I kind of like Clan Vengeance. It's maybe a little bit like... I think I'm still going to lose this game, but I think I have to get pretty lucky off my price hits here. That's pretty lucky, though.
Faust, Parasite, Least Stage of View. That seems really good.
Yeah. So we're going to hit this.
Oh,
and then
Frank, you're totally right.
6.
Oh, I punted. It's fine. I punted.
Oh, Tutor Slash and Burn wasn't in there. Yeah. I was maybe supposed to wait till after you use the Atlas counter, but...
No, because if you don't, I Audacity click 2, and I win.
Yeah. That's
you had to do
true
now.
Too.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I feel good about that. That was technically doable. Yeah, because now this Faust is going to be a huge issue.
Oh, that's not what I'm... Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that can't be it. Yeah, I forgot Slash and Burn. I totally forgot. I was like playing around Audacity, and then 2 are in the bin, let alone we don't have 3 cards in hand, so I thought we had nothing. But yeah, we just pull Slash there.
I may have really screwed this up. Let's see.
I have a really weird prompt I've never seen before.
Yeah, same here. Mind if we just undo turn real quick?
No, do that. Oh, excuse me, yeah.
Okay. So it was click 1 price to get Faust.
Yeah.
Then 0 for some reason.
Ooh.
And then run server 6.
Lost the medium there, huh?
Yeah, that's different than last time. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
No, that's fine. This is where border control and the remote server actually would be kind of okay.
Yeah.
But like not amazing. Because this is very cheap fast ice.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We'll
this is actually... I probably need to change out these I've had worses now that I think I just haven't since.
Oh, to steals?
Yeah.
Yeah, really good with Faust. That's for sure. Nothing in there.
Okay. Well, gotta check, right?
Yeah. So if I top deck a 3-2, I win. No. If I top deck a 3-2, I win. That's interesting. Draw. Huh. What do you do with the last click here? Draw. That's all you.
Okay.
Normal hostile. Cody,
I
we
did
only
put
have
steel
2.
skins in.
Oh, yeah, nice. We have only 2 hostiles, so we can't win off hostile. Price seems really good in the format.
Yeah. It's like, I think it's too late to install my Clan Vengeance here. I was kind of hoping to hit the Clan Vengeance off the price, then 0, and then run HQ twice.
I'm
Uh,
surprised that you have 12 cards left in your stack. That's pretty wild.
it's turn 8.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I need to find ways to deal with imps in this. Okay.
Perch. I miss these
I
cards.
think I
Yeah,
just
it's
need to.
really fun to play with these cards, especially like that guy. That guy's really good.
Yeah, this is just a lot of fun.
No.
Let's go.
Is there any way I could have dealt with
I
that? No. Yeah, I think I lose from here. I think I punted a bit. It's okay. We'll
yeah.
do this.
If you can get 2 fast advanced tools in hand, I think you can still have this potentially, right?
Yeah, but 2 Audacity are in the
For
bin.
1 click. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's really good for you. Draw.
It is definitely good for me. It's not that easy for me to close out here. Yeah.
I don't know. You find a
Okay.
medium. I'm absolutely in a bad spot because you see, yeah, you see where 2 of my CSVs are, CBSs.
Yeah.
I guess resing a second thing doesn't change the math on this, so 1 is enough.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually very bad for you to res that thing there because that means I don't have to run it this turn, right? I guess actually I know I don't have to run it this turn because you'd either have won or lost. Like it's a high risk gamble, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nice.
feels okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't have a better play than doing this again.
Ooh. And I don't want to pull with Atlas because it shuffles the deck. So even if I take an agenda out of the deck, it just overall gives Jeff better accesses.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. 2 more cards on R&D. All right. Well,
Yeah.
can't pull
I
here.
don't love these odds for me. Oh, that's it.
Shit.
Uh,
I had it in hand.
yeah, I figured you did. I maybe. Do you have an agenda in hand?
Yes. So
Okay.
I had a slash and burn in hand, and so I just pulled the dedication for the Rococo, and I'm good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. I can't tell if I'm so. I feel like with medium, it's better to run R&D.
Yeah, with
'cause
3
you have
credits and
enough-
bad pub, you'll see so many cards.
Yeah, and assets and stuff. Yeah. I'll
Admittedly,
see a
if
lot
you,
there.
not that you know, I think actually you could probably guess this from this hand. Is like this deck is so operation light that if you run HQ enough, like you can get it down to 1 card.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah, maybe that's correct.
I don't
I've
understand
had
who likes
literally
Eternal format. We do. It's fun.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun. This is like if you're not in standard a lot and you didn't play back in the FFG days, like
Oh, there's a lot of
it's
work to be done.
yeah, but no, I mean like it's interesting. Like David, you're saying this seems very solitary. I think it's like
not.
I definitely see why it feels why it can look that way, but like this is like we're both playing very responsively to each other.
Every turn
at
was
least it felt
interaction
like to me,
based.
so.
Yeah. No, like
Yeah.
playing around currents, like that on its own is its own mini game, but all of that was like obviously you have to get a bit lucky in centrals, but that's how good Netrunner games generally end.
Yeah, I think I made a run like almost every single turn, and
Yeah.
there was like 3 or 4 turns where I made 3 runs. So
Yeah.
like it's a lot. And like for people who do love to play jank, like like part of my pitch in the standard video was like, oh, you can play actual jank, which you can't really do in startup. And like Eternal, like if you and your opponent agreed that like, hey, we're just not going to build the most powerful decks, like the jank that you can do is kind of off the wall.
Yeah.
There's like lists out there that's like on the border of jank and playable. That's like a Haley deck that can install 9 cards in a single click.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I think that was the max
like,
again.
Yeah.
What's also wild is like looking at the corp deck that I'm playing right now. Besides op itself, and then like Spin Doctor, could be Jackson, stuff like that. Like this deck was actually largely standard legal. Besides op, and obviously op is like the most important enabler. But like there was a meta that we both played that was like Jeeves, Estelle. I think Rashida might not have actually overlapped because I think she was banned out. Estelle was banned out sooner. But like Tour Guide, Rococo, Dedication, all that stuff did happen at the same time.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like this is not probably what Netrunner should be for everyone, right? But I think it's like this should be a Netrunner experience that I think is accessible to people because it's a really interesting part of the game and way that you can play it. So I don't
My
know.
startup
I
prop
like
trap deck.
it's a lot of fun.
Sorry, my startup prop trap deck. I wonder actually if you could play a cool prop deck in Eternal. I'm pretty sure you could.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Eric was asking, is Brian Stinson big in the format? Not really, because runners are actually quite good at being rich, and he's like the way he gets a lot of, like the Brian Stinson deck that like really took over at Worlds was like a reversed accounts Brian Stinson. That deck relied on some cards that are banned or just like a tempo of play that doesn't quite match where the power is in Eternal. So it's like this weird thing about Eternal is like this weird mismatch of different things that combine. And I've been DM'd by NB Kelly that there's some clear rulings on checkpoints
Okay.
that I will have to read in detail. But my sense is that Stream is right that when you pop a Rikoko, you don't get to it disappears.
Okay, I'll just play Snare. That's fine. I'll just play Snare. I'll just put it in a different server. It'll be fine. Oh yeah, in terms of like big money decks, do those exist? Like, does Brian Stinson mid seasons, like, is that a real thing in the format, you think? Or
so Brian Stinson isn't, but mid seasons is, I guess.
That is one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, so actually, if you go and look, it's one of the. I think if you search, let me see if I can find this quickly. It's like mid seasons HBT.
Also, is the HHN a thing? Like, do you play into hard hitting news?
You don't. Oh, like you could, but you like mid seasons often does the job better, right?
Okay.
And like C Source will do the job better. 24/7 News will do the same job. Like it's this weird thing where like people kind of don't play around to HHN, and maybe they should, but like the assumption is usually, here. If you I'll send you a Netrunner DB link. Okay. This might be a deck you actually want to try playing. Here you go. This was what Analyze Chris took to that off the grid. It's a little bit out of date. Like there's a couple cards that
Anarcho might have
put in his. Yeah, this is well, yeah, it's Railgun. But this also has the kind of mid seasons. Like this deck just prints money in a way that's like kind of unbelievable. With sweeps week, hedge funds, and restructures. Mm-hmm. And then can kind of go from there. I suspect there's lots of things you could tweak right now to make it a little bit better. Like I do think you're right that Sealed Vault just isn't a card.
Yeah, I don't know what this does.
I think like this one deck actually doesn't play that many assets, right? It's like
that's
Jackson, Malia, Sensi, and Sansans. So you could definitely think about doing some tweaks. But yeah, it's a very fun little list. And like Exploded Palooza being a 4/2 that you basically want to feed the runner because it both gives you a credit advantage and then also turns on your mid seasons is great.
Yeah. I wonder if you just play Bologna though.
I mean, probably yes and right.
Oh, because you lose faster.
Yeah, and also the runner declining to steal a Bologna is
that's
a big deal as well.
Yeah, I don't think you really need to.
Yeah, you mostly don't. And midseason's a big deal. Probably though, like this was made before Gaslight was released, and that's definitely a card you'd want to think about putting in.
Yeah, it's cool. Like comparing Consulting Visit to Pivot, right? Like Consulting Visit in this deck has no influence. In some ways, it's a worse card. In some ways, it's a better card. That's like a really interesting. Trying to figure out where to go on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Crisium is like. I don't actually know if you play Crisium in Op. Unless you have border control, I don't think you do.
Yeah, I think if you play border control, you probably want a Crisium in there.
Yeah, that's
for
cool.
Sure. But...
Yo, do you want to play Corp? I'm excited to try some Wizard.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. Yeah, I feel like up to the day that I have to like pack my bag, I am not gonna have a strong idea what runner to play.
Yeah, I think like things I want to think about, like and like seeing Baoran Wu like just dunk on me with Deep Dive Shaper, I think looks quite interesting.
That does look cool.
I think like My wizard build's still a little bit slow and greedy, and you could probably try and speed it up, put a little bit more draw. Maybe crowdfunding or Clan Vengeance isn't right. You actually just need to be on Rumor Mill. Like that's options for you there.
Yeah.
You've got lots of stuff there. I do think like you can make the DLR maxes work, or the counter surveillance Zayas, or counter surveillance Lizas. You just have to have an idea ready for what you're going to do into that kill op, which I'll probably demo in this next list.
That's why, yeah, I'm so worried to play against a matchup in which like you just lose because of the matchup. So like I don't know if I'd play DLR. Maybe I think I should just play DLR games to like, play it for the love of it. But yeah, it'd be hard.
Yeah. Oh, apparently it's just on the op page. That's hilarious.
Rules team, wake up. Andre, you're the Eternal player on your CS team? I am, yeah. Willingly. I was actually really excited to play some Eternal.
Yeah, it's not a format that is for everyone, but it is, I think, a great format for certain things. So
it's up. Yeah, nice. Cool.
All right, I'm gonna do let's I actually think like where'd it go? Where's my there it is, turn ob.
Arson is good in the format, right?
I genuinely I think the problem is there's not that much ice in the format a lot of the times.
Okay. Speaking about too slow, let's see my hand go. All right.
You know what? Let's just do it.
There's a certain charm to how Eternal formats come together in card games. Yeah, right? Speaking of Liza, she definitely for sure not getting unbanned anytime soon. I don't think Liza would ever get unbanned. I don't know what the bad combo is, but I saw a game with her the other day and I want to play the ID bad. Liza's text is just like way over curve. Yeah. Like, I don't know, maybe the landscape of tag punishment changes that if every faction has access to tag punishment that they're playing, something's happening. What's happening? Estelle Moon, Advanced Assembly Lines. Maybe you could argue, but I don't know. For me, I don't know. I think that's just a bit absurd. You're a kill deck, you're saying, right?
Potentially, yeah.
Is there anything you want to do?
No action at the start of your turn.
Okay. So I have to deal with the assembly lines, otherwise it becomes a Rashida, right? That's our agreement?
That is the agreement, yep.
Fuck.
So we're gonna do... Oh, right, I can't trash
this. You can't do anything, yeah. Actually, sorry, can I undo my click?
Yeah, sure.
I should just do this because I realized you can't trash it.
Yep.
I didn't want to go into server 3 or server 2 because it was a spin doctor or something else. I'd be in a bad spot.
Yep.
Server 2. Rashida, okay. Good. I think I need to set up a bit more, so I'm going to draw. But running HQ there is pretty reasonable.
Let's go...
Play kitchen table standard?
Here.
Yeah. A lot of people play Netrunner that don't play it within standard or startup Eternal. They just have cards. And so, like, you can do whatever meta you want. Drudge works. Nice. SDS? Nice. Okay. Remote server. I have to keep drawing. You didn't res the Jeeves. I feel like this card is a bit... Okay. Steal. Nice.
Oh, God. I forgot I had a Jeeves on the table. That's hilarious. Okay.
I'm going to make one run on server. I can bring server 5 down for free, so I'm going to.
Yep. Seems fair.
And then I'll just do a blue moose, discard one of each kind of breaker that doesn't do code gates. So blue moose, mind you, this was just standard legal, neutral card that gives you 2 credits a turn. Cost 4. Yay. This card's so upsetting. All right. Great. Okay, so will it ask me to blue moose? Yeah, so I remove a card from the heap from the game, so largely it doesn't matter. We're not playing DJ Fenris or anything like that for Steve, so we can just get rid of whatever that's not a heap breaker. You can get rid of heap breakers at some point, but just 2 credits a turn. Let's start checking. I'm going to start with server 9 because I'm assuming server 6 is tour guide. Actually, no, if you res a tour guide, you have to at least res something. No, you don't because of Jeeves. Never mind. Whatever. What do you
got? Thinking here.
You're no cards in hand. Cool.
All right, what do I want here? Let's put.
Recall getting NPD most wanted pretty quick. I remember playing a whole regional season while this card was legal. Also, we didn't talk about what's it called? Friends in High Places.
Yeah, I mean it's not legal, right? So.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Friends in High Places is. Yeah, you're right. Friends in High Places is totally legal. It's 2 points.
Yeah, but
So.
like, oh man, this is the thing is I'm gonna play this deck and I'm gonna run into like, oh man, what's that Jinteki one that gives trash costs?
IG. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I think I just try trashing everything and see how that goes for me.
It's honestly a very good strategy. Legitimately, a very good strategy.
I think Blue Moose got banned, but not like I just don't understand how it existed for a week. I think it got banned in like maybe a month,
Yeah,
or a
yeah.
month and a half, 2 months. Which during the competitive season, that is an entire season. Sorry, do you want to raise this one?
No, I was thinking about
Got
resing
it.
and using it, but if you want to trash this, I think you're welcome.
Yeah, I
to.
think with Blue Moose, I have enough money.
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
think
one
that's not
Malia so
unreasonable.
far. The problem is like if you're on 3-pointers, it's hard for me to interact if I don't have a minute to install a breaker because I can't just steal SDSs.
Yeah, yeah.
I want a Desperado so bad.
Is it really this? I think it might be.
Okay. Take clicks. Get rid of dirty laundry. I'm gonna inject. You know, I have a moshing, dirty laundry,
Yep.
crowdfunding. I'm Kelter for credits. Anything you want to do?
Nope.
Okay. I don't think Bagat is worth playing.
I forget the tech. Is Begot Mill the top of R&D?
Yeah, on an HQ run for
Yeah.
3. That's too expensive. 1, 2, 3. Anything you want to do?
Nope.
Okay, thinking. What's better? I think I just do this. I have to respect. I can't run the remote server, so I have to respect this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You have one res card, so I can't get matted.
Yep.
I'm gonna run HQ for a single.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll trash that.
Yep. No, I mean, legitimately, the reason this op deck might not be good is you can just kind of trash everything.
Yeah, it's wild. Like it's a bigger format, and there's no HHN threat as much as you might be on it, but I expect you to be on Mad.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I should be. I'll have to look at the influence again because, like, it's totally would be great here.
So the thing is, like, I don't think you're just trying to
Yeah,
score
probably
out.
is the influence for it.
So I'm not sure if I have to be like I'm not sure what I have to be worried on the table for. Gaslights probably.
Yeah.
Maybe if you have a Bass, that's a problem. I don't know if you're
on
on Bass.
draw. Okay, this seems all right. You're gonna be on 6.
I have parasites, right? No,
If you're playing my
don't.
list, yes, but otherwise, no.
No, I'm not on your list. I'm on the one you shared, the blue reg.
Yeah. I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Take click, remove from game. I don't know. Inject. I will
Yep,
inject.
no action at start of turn. Okay.
Got inject in the hippo. Do you have an action?
Nope.
I messed up. I think I should have put this down and ran 3 times, but I only had one. Like, actually, I think it probably is better not to install this. Oh, no, I only have one crowdfunding, whatever.
Yeah.
Jeeves, yep. Again, Desperado just gives you
Jeeves
credit to
does need
run.
to go.
It's just Penny Shaver, but on tempo. Oh. Nice.
Sorry, I did that too fast.
No, that's fine. It
For
was
the
last click.
stream, but yeah.
Yeah.
Last click. Go and get the Mark Yale to go and get Rashida.
That's another reason why I should be running sooner in the turn, just to be able to deal with that.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
If I inject my mediums, I just don't have mediums, right? What the heck is that server? I'm not running that. All right, we'll remove something from the game. Gain 2. Infinite daily cast for 1 credit more. Cool.
Yeah, just what a wild card.
Is there anything you'd like to do? I've drawn 2 rumor mills.
Oh, no.
Fair. I wonder if Ezio's the turn player is always the first to finish on their team. There's a chance. Oh, Bankers Group. Okay. It's just a credit positive card on res. Just 3 cards a turn. Pretty good. I'll try Server 6 here. I don't want to run last click if it's a boarding control, because then he could like get something 3 cost like a Bass. Okay, so if I do that, I break for 5. It leaves me on 3 to trash. I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, I have to break for
1 or 2.
Yeah, I can break for 1. Yeah, you can have your credit.
Yeah.
Desperado 2 means that I should break. Yeah. So let's see if this is a price hack or something. It might be. Sandstone? Enigma, nice. Okay, so you have 2 rezzed cards. That's enough to cut die on boom, so I'm going to play... What card do you need for your combo? Mad into Bass? Is Bass unique?
Bass is unique, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Rumor Mill is good for slowing down my combo here.
Yeah, I think I will do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jenny, how's it going? Evening, gamers. Good morning, good afternoon. How's it going? Gaslight? Shit. I might be cooked. Because I think here I take 3 tags. I probably should have played the different card in my hand. But even then, yeah, I'm cooked.
Yeah, the question is, I don't know that 3 tags is actually good enough for me here.
Doesn't that do 6 damage?
I don't have a click.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because Rumor Mill blanks the... I can't get Jeeves down in time.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Pack swing coming up. Will be nice to see the homies. Hey, that's awesome. All right, paywall. Good trade.
Let's draw. And let's... what do we do here? Yeah, Ice HQ.
Cool. Time to start a current war. Just like intended.
Yeah.
Leonard, how's it going? We're playing
intended gameplay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of I don't know, inject. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so if I run R&D and you don't have anything rezzed, it's a free run.
Yeah, you just get through. Yep.
That's cool. And Hippo breaks it because they broke all separate teams.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, whatever. Install MK Ultra? No, thank you though. I don't think I'm gonna trash anything else. That's not a great trash though. I probably actually would be happier with you drawing that. Okay, good to know. I want to make 3 runs, so I'm gonna... I actually should poke our HQ. Hold on.
Okay.
So even if I put down a Citadel Sanctuary, the idea is that you can trash the tour guide with the Mad to get the Malia, so it's useless, right?
Yeah.
Okay. HPT, the 1 card we knew. I didn't draw through my deck there. The 1 format DreamNet's not banned in. Oh, I gave you 3. I gave you all this money. Yeah, I should have done that first click to ignore me.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think I just need to draw a current here, amusingly.
Oh, well, Malia is unique. Yeah.
Ask and you shall receive. All
right.
Okay. All right. Let's just... do this in a weird play pattern.
Okay. What did I do last turn? I ran RD twice, ran HQ. Okay. Take clicks.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, crowdfunding for credit. Blue Moose to remove dirty laundry from the game. Okay, so I don't have Ron to run 3 times. I don't think I care how much money Jeff has to some extent. I need to make sure that there's no way to get instantly Jeeves on the table. So we won't. Draw. Okay. Okay. Got him. And we can still run our D for a single. I think I will.
Okay.
I just need to make sure I can contest remotes over at some point. Okay, that is a card you can have. Hey, Desperado feels so good. I bought 2 core sets just to play this deck.
Man, this is tricky. You finding that third rumor mill is tough for me.
Yeah. So I've done 3 currents. You've done 2.
Yeah.
I'm reminded why we ban currents in standard. Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah, it
Currents are
is.
awful.
It is atrocious gameplay. This is yeah. Let's see.
For those who don't know, mind you, that's the we've always been playing with rumor mill just behind our head for like years now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
2 core sets, a classic.
Okay.
What the heck is
This
going
can go.
on?
This can go. This can go. I mean, I'm just bricking. That's what's going on. Like rumor mill, and this is maybe the reason like this op style list doesn't work is it does get bricked by rumor mill in a pretty bizarre
Yeah.
way. And it's like as I think about like the other option, like it's on 2 gaslights.
Okay.
The other option is you also play a what should call it? You play 1 enforced curfew as well.
Oh yeah, now you have 3 res cards. I need to be worried because in theory you can have 4 res cards. Okay. Points.
Yep.
So I don't want to run HQ last click for because wait, now you have a did I mess up? No, because it's a 4-coster. You can't get a guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I will. Okay, now we just run R&D and win, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let's.
You can always res. Oh, hold on. What's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I've been playing around that the whole time. So the idea is that you couldn't pull... Well, you could pull a Jeeves, but Jeeves is unique.
Yeah.
Ah. So now I have to break this.
Jeeves. Yeah.
I think this is a misplay, man, because now I can steal your SDS. Well, I guess I could have installed it anyways. So never mind.
No, you couldn't. Oh, yeah, you could.
Yeah, I would have installed it anyways if I was smart. Yeah,
yeah. If you were smart, you would.
Imagine I didn't.
Yeah.
If you didn't res, I might have messed it up, and the SDS would have been safe. Imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild.
Imagine. Yeah, I think it's like the line for me there is like my lines are pretty tough if I don't top deck a either a gaslight or a paywall implementation.
I'm gonna destroy the rumor mill. Do you want to show the combo to the stream?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna have to shuffle 1 Jeeves back in the deck because okay. So I also need to not have res this border control. So the combo looks something like.
Sorry, Joe's asking no hostile on your list. Yeah, no, he's not trying to score out, I don't think.
No, I'm not. It's maybe an option.
Yeah, as a current.
As a way to beat currents. Actually, no, I think so if I'm on 7 credit, no, yeah, okay. So this is going to look a little bit silly because I'm doing lots of manipulation here.
No, yeah, but you had this board state at some point.
Yeah, I had this board state at some point, which is basically I can go into a board state like this.
Yep.
What I'm then going to do is I'm going to, because I don't need Malia here, I can do this on, like, I can do the Cyberdex Fire Suite on either player's turn, basically.
Okay, hold on. I'll complicate it for you. I'll grab the Citadel down so it looks more cool.
Okay. Sure. Do I have both? I have 1 Malia still in the deck. Great. So then
just
I
real
can.
Quick, Citadel Sanctuary prevents me from dying to 1 big burst of meat damage. So there's another, roadblock here.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now I can go Mutually Assured Destruction, select 3 cards, and then I have to. Oh, I can't manually trigger op, so we're going to do this in the clunkiest way possible.
Wait, Jeeves sees itself on the way out?
Jeeves sees itself on the way out. Yeah, that's what makes this whole combo work.
Okay, and then you trash the 2-coster.
I trash a 2-coster so I can search my deck for Malia, blanking the Citadel Sanctuary. I have 1 click left, 2 credits. The runner has 3 tags, so I just hit them with the high-profile target and do 6 meat damage right off the top.
Cool.
So that's the idea of the combo here.
That's a reasonable setup. So the idea is, okay, obviously whether you need Malia or not, that's going to be board state dependent. But all you need is mutually shared destruction, a high profile target, and you need to have a 3-coster res on the table, and what 3 res cards.
So you need and so you can have the G's on the table, you can have a CVS on the table, and then 2 other res cards.
Yeah.
And then high profile target, mutually assured destruction, 6 credits for the operations, and then any credits you need to res stuff. And Solomir, it dies to Stone Ship only technically, in that Stone Ship requires the runner requires you to trash another card.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also
outscale it.
Yeah, you can just outscale it quite easily. And like Wizard is the one deck that can keep up with the asset spam. And like this was, I'm going to say, a slightly below average draw for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's and maybe I didn't use my couple of ice, right? But like this is you can easily do 10 damage with this list out of a 1 card. So.
Yo, real quick, Aurora, open the stream to room. I was so confused for a sec. How's it going? Yeah, we got some good old Eternal gameplay. It's been actually really fun. Is Geist playable in Eternal? Yeah. I would be like so nervous to play. Admittedly, maybe like I think it's a fast enough deck, but like I don't know, man. Scarcity resources seems common enough. Like I don't want to play Geist into scarcity.
Yeah. So, Leonard, the reason that the corporation is running spin over Jackson Howard is because they've spent all of their points. So the eternal points for that deck are 3 points on Estelle Moon, 2 points on Op, 1 point on Mad, and that only leaves a single point for a recursion piece. And so Spin Doctor is just the best you got. That's why I'm actually running the Drudge Works, is because I want to spend my I want to spend my Spin Doctor on combo pieces, not on agenda recursion. And Drudge Work is okay. Excuse me. It's also a 2-coster that I can, on the rare occasion it can trash itself to go all the way down.
Is MCH worth like pursuing? Obviously, comparing it to Stub Moon, it doesn't seem great, but like MCH used to be absolute so degenerately busted.
Yeah. So Mumbad City Hall, Gagarin used to be like the deck in Eternal, and like the wizard list you're playing is actually built to beat up on that deck, and that's like, I think that was like the one matchup that kept that in check, and then also the points on it got adjusted up a little bit. So if you look, I think Mumbad City Hall is 3 points.
Yep.
And so it's like you can't do Mumbad City Hall and Estelle Moon and anything else powerful, basically. Like Museum of History, Mumbad City Hall, and Estelle would be 8 points. So then you have to go like, okay, I want to do Mumbad City Hall and Museum of History, that's 5 points, and then try and figure out how you win from there. And it's not trivial to win from some of the conditions you get.
Do you remember that there was a really messed up ruling for a while, and I forget exactly how we use this interaction to our benefit. Oh, I think I don't remember. So Mumbad City Hall allowed you to search for an alliance card, reveal or play it, and then the shuffle clause was after you revealed and played the card, which means that when you did Mumbad City Hall, while looking through your deck, you were actually allowed to look. You technically couldn't reorder your deck while you were looking, but you were allowed to look at the top cards of your deck. And so what was the card? I think it was a Shinteki card. It was an alliance card that says like draw 3. Bottom 1 or something. So the idea was that you could look at the top of your deck while searching with Mumbad City Hall, see if the top deck of your deck was good, and if it was, then you'd play an event that would draw those cards, resolve the whole event, and then shuffle. Yeah, Heritage Committee. Like it was so messed up that the shuffle was a separate sentence that definitely messed the whole card up. Yeah, it's this card, Heritage Committee.
Yeah.
So wild. It was like, I remember playing that. I played that at Worlds, mind you. That started like Hot Tubs. What's it called? Op list, and they were gross. They were not unbeatable, but they were definitely very gross. So I'm glad that nothing exactly like that exists. Oh man, it's like 11 right now. How are you doing on time? If you need to like hop out, I know this is not your normal streaming time. Let me know what you think.
I could probably do 1 or 2 more. So
cool. I want to run again. I think
sounds good.
Let me check what Anarcho posted, because I think Anarcho has some pretty good decks listed there.
Yeah, Anarcho has some great decks.
Yeah, I'll try DLR. I just don't want to try DLR into that deck because I think I'll just die on
turn 4. I'll play DLR into a different deck.
Okay. All right. DLR Max. Love me Max. Love me some DLR. Again, data leak reversal is a card that's much maligned. I am one of the, the kind of rare, proud DLR enjoyers. It gives you this button as long as you're tagged to click to force the corp to trash the top card of R&D. I genuinely think that ability might be too slow for the format. It's worth noting that you played Joshy B, and Joshy B gave you 5 clicks a turn as long as you're okay taking on tags. So the idea with this deck is you took down a whole bunch of tags and then, you just went wild. And then you had all these other cards like Fall Guy that when the corp tried to trash one of your cards, you would be like, no, stop it. You're trashing the Fall Guy instead. And then Wireless Net Pavilion, which is errata to be a unique card. Mind you, this one Worlds like a month after it came out because this was not unique. So you could put down 3 Wireless Net Pavilions and it cost the corp 8 credits to trash your first resource. And at that point, you just trashed a Fall Guy. So very gross. Very, very, very gross. I think what's exciting here is Katurga, and I think, Jeff, we talked about this on our tier list. Like, this is fundamentally such a busted card in a format like a Turnhold, where there's like singleton powerful cards that are worth recurring. Like, you would be so surprised not to see it. And yeah, that's why Account Siphon is all their influence in this deck. Or not even, sorry, it's not even 5 influence. I keep forgetting that. It's 12 influence of the deck. It's probably a 3-point card, right?
Account Siphon, yeah.
Yeah,
it's 3 points.
DLR is 2, Deja Vu is 1. Mind you, that's another recursion card, so we can just play as mounting Count Siphons as we want. And we're finishing it off with Hacktivist Meeting. So we actually cannot afford Ruber Mills. We have made some decisions. Katurga not being pointed is huge. Yeah, it seems really important.
Yeah, I mean, same old thing is also not pointed, so it might be...
But same old thing is slow. It's molasses.
Yeah, I mean, Deja Vu is also kind of slow, so it's interesting, and I wonder if that's going to be one of those things that people look at adjusting. But
okay, let me just import this again. I'll link if you're watching the video, whether you want to play Eternal, whether you're going to COS. I'll link all the Anarcho decks in the deck list description. Obviously, Anarcho did all this work. This is absolutely fantastic, and I think a lot of folks need this to be able to, enjoy Eternal. Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Max.
Let me just check that this list has everything I think it should.
How about some ShadowNet? I feel like that might be difficult, but ShadowNet is a other absurd resource that allows you to play an event from your heap, ignoring all costs. So with Account Siphon, doesn't save you anything. With Diversion of Funds, it actually saves you a click and credit, which is kind of fun as much as that card's not the same thing. But yeah, you just have to forfeit an agenda, which is
Fansite does see a little bit of play in the Lock Laguna Haley decks.
Yeah.
Which can get to that pretty fast, but
it's just like DLR often wins by like the skin of its teeth. And honestly, if I want to play DLR, I would actually maybe consider playing DLR Wizard because it gives me the ability to play DLR, but also deal with the board. I worry that I won't have a good ability to deal with the board. It's all about the siphons, obviously. That's how you deal with the board.
Yeah, for sure. No, the siphon is the big way to handle the.
I seem to have messed up. I don't see the deck. Give me 1 second. Maybe I didn't mark it as Eternal. Yeah, I didn't mark it as Eternal.
That would be why, yeah.
In fact, it didn't save at all.
Cool. Well, that's nice and easy. Well, probably not, but
did you hear that they added Max to Flesh and Blood?
I did. It might actually make me try playing Flesh and Blood.
They had the long con to get all the Netrunner players. Just add a character named Max.
Sure. Yeah. Doesn't matter that their gameplay is entirely different.
Yeah. It's not working. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna hard refresh.
Okay.
I think it worked now. Okay. Server might be down. I might have to remake. The most illegal standard deck ever. Oh, we're good. We're good.
Sick.
All I remember from Mumbat is Paul Up consulting visit Mumba Temple. Yeah, Mumba Temple, like there's also so many powerful cards that are not pointed. Like Mumba Temple isn't pointed.
Yeah.
Paul Up I don't think would be pointed, but like cool. Awesome. Awesome. This is going to be a fun matchup because Cerebral Imaging, again, is like one of the powerhouses classically of what people imagine Eternal to be. And it's this ability that has 1 worlds only once, though, as surprising as that is. And it says that your hand size is equal to your credit pool. So there was just in the history of CI, every meta, there'd be a different CI deck. Brain Rewiring is common, and Anarcho has a list. That is just a combo kill deck. There's decks that can score 7 points in a single turn. I know, Jeff, you've been grinding a one that scores a 3-pointer and then a 4-pointer across probably 2 turns, but I think we're just going to get totally grease the palmed out. We'll see how it is. It is weak to Count Siphon, though. That's like potentially a really big deal. So we got to land one of those as soon as possible.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I think it's gonna be this. So I installing ice on HQ because Max is almost always a count siphon.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I'm going to play one of the power cards in any format it's legal in, Violet level clearance. What if we got a Rashida, but it was just an event instead? Wouldn't that be swell?
All right, I lost Deja Vu and DLR. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I will resist the doctor. Now
Okay.
I'll return back to you.
Okay. My hand is ass. I have some interest in running HQ. I know your deck probably has like so few points. Like it's just assuming you're playing the deck I think you are is like Vanity and Global Food Initiative or something like that, which like, or maybe not even Global Food Initiative, maybe for the 5/3 that actually does something. We'll Steel Skin.
Okay.
Not great. I wonder how soon I can go tag me. I'm worried again with greasing the palm. It'll be over pretty soon, but I'm excited to see it regardless.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, I think I can draw once more. I'll play Josh EB in daily casts. I'm going to discard a
Seems
Decoder.
good.
I'm going to discard a Paparazzi.
All right,
So Josh
I'm
EB,
gonna go
5 clicks for a tag, and you know what daily cast does.
Draw. And
What's the big econ? Your digital
play
life or your daily life or whatever it is?
Digital life.
There
Yeah.
you go. Okay, 17 credits. That's hard to deal with. Whoa, I hit a strike fun off of Max. I forgot that would be as cool
sick,
as it is.
sick.
Super sick.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I want to take a tag immediately. I don't think Jeff probably actually could. You could probably trash my stuff, but I'm worried because of Grease the Palm. So I'm gonna wait until I actually have to go tag me. So I just need to find a siphon as soon as possible. Heap is relevant.
Yep.
Again, I'm not doing much here. You're pretty
We're
healthy
just
under
not doing
hand
much at
size.
each other here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is maybe one of those matchups that's not like there is a lot of interaction happening while nothing's happening, which is maybe not the best sell for the format, but
I just need to keep drawing. I should not
Yep.
put that wireless net down. So I'll get rid of Joshua. I'll get rid of I think the Katurga is really good. I think I'll get rid of a Hacktivist and I'll get rid of a Deja Vu.
okay. Draw. Ooh, that's sick. Draw.
Yodel
Great.
single third here. All right.
And then we'll end with another Violet level.
We're aggressively posturing at each other. Hit another strike fund. Damn, he's good.
Damn.
Okay. How
Get
many
those
siphons
hits.
do I have to hit for draw?
You have to hit a lot of siphons here.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Fall Guy, I don't know if this is worth it. This is at least like the closest thing to
I mean,
no for
it
lunch.
does let you start becoming a 6-click runner, right? With Max and Josh, because it's like a certain point.
I just don't think with
You know.
17 cards in hand I can take a tag and respect Grease.
That might be true.
Okay, at least I'm not going to need more credits than all the credits I have already.
Okay, let's just take a turn off again.
I forgot about this one.
Ultraviolet clearance
at some point. I think
Yeah.
just called them fully operational.
Let's put this on HQ.
I totally forgot that lets you install a card. Okay, it's kind of cool.
Yep. I'm gonna need this plus hand button here to figure out. You know, shockingly, despite having 20 cards in my hand, I don't have anything close to the combo up.
I'm sending it. Holy moly, is a standard Turner Sedville. It is entirely eternal. So if I want to break this, I have Eater. Eater can't access cards, but you can still do like nonsense like account siphon. So the question is, if I break this, I'm gonna rerun this turn. So this drops you down to 16 credits. That's okay. I don't think I run back. At some point I need to get access, which like for this deck does this deck even have a keyhole? Wait, I'm not playing keyhole in this format? Anarcho. No keyhole. My heart hurts. Show me the Mother Goddess.
I'll show you the next best thing.
Oh, yeah, okay. That tracks. So I don't have to break all the subroutines on this. I have to break one. It's 2 credits. So this actually was a pretty good swing on credits. So I actually saved a fair bit of money. So I'll match the strength. I'll break one subroutine, which will be end the run unless the runner shuffles the grip. And I'm in.
Hacker voice. Yeah.
Okay, so suddenly 17 credits got a outside invoice. This is the basis of criminal card play for like 8 years. Like, no joke.
Yeah.
So messed up.
I miss it, but man, it is something else.
Oh, I should have definitely contested the spin doctor before DLRing. Let me undo that. Sorry, there's no way that's correct.
Okay, sounds good.
Can you drag those 2 cards back on top of RD?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. The board says very much eternal. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's gonna be good. What are the cards they have to put in your deck to deal with brain rewiring? Like just Stone Ship?
Yeah, Stone Ship is going to do a lot.
I feel like I want to tech into
Yeah,
that.
I think you have. Let's do these two.
And then I'll just mill one. Okay, now tell you.
Sounds good. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I guess I just do.
You need your digital life here, right?
Oh yeah, I do, don't I?
Because your hand size is currently 10. Yeah.
My hand size is currently 10. I think I'm only removing 2 cards if I do this.
Hey, Kat. Jeff, you're not streaming,
Yeah.
are you?
I'm not. No.
Okay.
Okay. I have to expand my hand because 21 cards is too many.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll expend mine too.
Res. Okay. Good. Let's put. Actually, okay. So let's play your digital life now.
Ooh.
Just digital life for 21 credits. Real quiet. Like.
I was gonna start feeling bad for you, but yeah, that feels good.
I'm gonna then put an ice on archives.
Okay. No big deal. All right.
Yeah.
6-click runner, Joshy B. All right, I got a paperclip and a paperclip. Casual click for 21. Yeah, tell me about it. Holy crap.
Just casually, no biggie.
I have to. I guess I will rather cat R&D.
Okay.
Do you want to shuffle?
No.
Okay. I feel like the siphons are not great unless I like smash all of them. I guess I have to smash all of them this turn. So this one I'm going to break because I want to double siphon you. I'm going to have all this money in the world and nothing to do with it. This deck should have a vamp.
Probably, yeah.
Because I think
I mean, the thing is, your digital life, I can always click for 2 to your digital life and recover.
How many do you have in the deck? All of them?
Just 2, I think, to be fair.
Yeah.
But you don't know that.
Yeah, you're right. 24 credits. Okay, I'm going to run the spin doctor.
Yeah.
Why y'all sure feel maids for this moment? Yeah. Seems good.
I mean, I think I just put your digital life and VLC
literally
back in here.
Arguably just your digital life. Okay, now I cat R&D.
Yeah.
Wonder what I'm getting.
Wonder what? Yeah, I mean, this is classic Netrunner gameplay here.
Would you believe
and I don't say that facetious.
Me if it was the same card and I didn't want you to have the card. I was hoping that you were gonna have that and I wanted to shuffle. And unfortunately he has the card. That can fire. I have no clicks left.
Yeah. Do you want to shuffle your hand back?
Yeah. I consider it.
I think it's probably negative tempo for you.
Yeah, but then I could get the, you rip the strike funds again off the top.
Yeah.
Okay, 19. Not great.
Ooh. Okay, I have to think for more than a second or two here.
Yep.
I'm amusingly missing some really I'm somehow haven't drawn a wage workers.
Whoa. So this is it's like I don't think milling 5 is fast enough for this matchup.
I mean, it's not fast enough either, I guess. It would be my take, but
you have like archive memories
I think
and like ways to like interact with the archives
Yeah.
in a tempo positive way, right?
Yes.
Like I siphoned you twice and I don't think it was the right play. I think I should have just DLR'd. It was better than the siphons.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I think the siphons, like, we were focusing on the power cards, but like genuinely probably was incorrect because going from
Yeah.
what it was 30 to 19 like doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out what my best play is here.
No, it's
so
all
it's going
good.
to take a second.
And you're in wage workers, so you're not weak to rumor mill.
I mean, wage workers does still get rumor milled amusingly.
It's not unique.
Yeah, it is.
No, because they're like just people. They're just like
you can't have multiple wage workers. It's not the best flavor. It's not the best flavor. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah,
but
they're
it
like
is the
minimum
flavor
wage.
that's been chosen.
That's wild. Okay, I'm super surprised. There's a world where the runner can steal like 45 credits from the corp, but it's okay because the 2 corp cards worth of money. Yeah, I know. The corp recovers in one action. But yeah, no, Eternal is. It's good haymakers. All right, ship it from your
I just need to make.
Yeah, no, you do your thing. I'm just going to narrate it just so people can follow.
Yeah.
So this is a click to install 3 cards. They're done sequentially. Not that you have a res window, but it's a weird thing. So again, this card would be absolutely busted in just about any format because it allows you to 1-click put down agenda and then like a wage workers or a Jeeves or like a fast advance piece. Funny enough, this card was like unplayably bad for many, many years in the early Netrunner until like CI had enough cards in hand to do it. Because that's also a problem is you need enough cards and this in hand to do something. Triple moon counters. Yeah, that's true. CI must be pointed, right?
Yes, it is. Did I put down the wrong card there? I may have. I think it's going to be okay though.
Okay. Ah, fuck. Yeah, this is why you don't take tags. Greasing the palm. Install advance. So now. Yeah,
did I fuck this up?
This card failed bust in combo sports. There's a lot of busted. Okay, Bass, that's also unique. So now 2 clicks.
Yep. I did fuck this up. That's funny.
Biotic from hand. Shipment from Kaguya, 3 advances. That's a card we didn't want. Did we lose?
No, I did fuck this up in a pretty bad way.
Oh, sorry, man.
Oh no, it's all good. I don't. Yeah. No, actually amusingly, or not. I don't know. I installed the wrong agenda with shipment from Mirror Morph.
Do I fix it?
If you don't mind, we're gonna have to like undo the entire turn. But actually, yeah, that should be all right.
All right.
Actually, I still don't win. Like the thing that makes this actually unfortunate is I still don't win even then. So it's like it's
still
just
cool.
Dragging everyone's out. But yeah, this I did do the math, and this can actually win from nothing on the board. Get 7 points in a turn.
For folks who maybe are newer to Netrunner, Cerebral Imaging again with the having 20 cards in hand, there was just like articles online and posts online where people would be like, okay, this is the board state. This is what the runner has. This is what you have in your hand. How many credits? And then they would just be like chess puzzles. Like, how do you win by the end of this turn? How do you play around Clot? They also have like SatCon. So you'd have to purge Clot twice in a turn. And so there was just like so much content on the internet. Like, I don't know, I feel like 6-7 years ago now, that was just like different CI puzzles of how to solve certain board states. And so there's a lot of folks that have so much experience to be able to like take 21 cards and win or do absurd, score this first and use it to gain clicks and then use that to score another thing. And, Jeeves. It's good. This looks different.
It's exactly the same, I think. Oh, I still fuck this up. That's fine. We'll make this work. We'll make this work.
It's gonna be 7 rounds into a tournament, jet lagged, playing CI. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I really fucked this up. That's quite funny. Okay, we're gonna undo turn 1 final time.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm like so stoked. So I'm not on the commentary team for COS, but like understanding what the COS stream, what they're going to show on stream, and then whether the casters like have the card knowledge, the experience, let alone like I don't know what they're going to do. I haven't had a clear answer. Like, are they going to only stream standard and startup? Are they going to stream Eternal and then like hope that the casters, because like not everyone can cast Eternal, let alone not everyone can cast startup intelligently. Like if you don't play startup, gotta pack those CBI raids. The other one he played was like information sifting, right? Like run HQ, divide into 2 piles.
Yep. Information sifting, I think, is arguably like just actually bad.
Really?
Or no, not information sifting. CBI
rate,
rate.
I think
CBI
it's
rates.
rough. Yeah, it's not as bad
Yeah.
as it used to be when there used to be cards that like accelerated diagnostics was a terrible combo with CBI rate. Like you never did it.
Yeah.
Okay, Bass. I effed up. Let me start over the CI motto / undo turn.
Yeah.
Are there gonna be any other streams going other than NSG official? I'm not sure, Jay. That's a good question,
I don't. Not that I'm aware of. But
I'm pretty sure that if you want to, like, get in contact, like if you want to do your local language stream. Oh, cool. So you're not on just 2 agendas. You're actually on points. Okay.
Yeah.
So assuming there's food, we actually have to get access. He has to discard down to 8 cards, though. I genuinely don't know what to do to this board state. Josh, you got to click. Like, I can DLR for 5. Doesn't seem powerful enough. I can Deja Vu Siphon. Dropping you to 3 seems really good. I could also Deja Vu for Deja Vu infinitely.
Yeah, you could.
I've
just
never
do
considered that. Yeah. Is that no change in game state?
No, it is a change in game state.
So this is why I'm surprised about this deck is that like if I dropped Keyhole here, I can win the game. It doesn't, it shuffles, so I don't know what you're drawing into, but like,
yeah,
it's very powerful ender.
Yeah, I think the idea is that like those would be DLRs doing the same thing, right? It's the same number of like
but
it's the same number of clicks, and you're doing it for less investment.
But I can choose which cards I trash.
That's true.
That's way more important.
Yeah.
So on 3 credits, if you have Audacity, you could definitely probably win. Oh no, you have Shimon from Sansan.
I sure do.
Oh, I forgot about this card. Shimon Sansan is such a cool card for as like weird little text is on this thing.
Yeah. So I'll pull it up on screen now as I use it to close out the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this card, it's a double to place 2 advancement counters. So it's like seamless launch, except it's 2 clicks. So it's like not efficient.
So it's like why would you ever play this? And it's like, well, it's mostly because of efficiency committee, which gives me clicks that I use, but I cannot use those to advance cards for the remainder of the turn.
Oh, I should have seen that coming. Yeah. I think the siphons were actively the worst thing I did that game.
Not quite, but like this last siphon actually was going to be problematic for me because your next 2 DLR hits were both of my digital lives. So they weren't I was going to have money issues potentially.
Yeah. But like once you have the FCOM scored, I should have realized that there was Shimon from Sansan. So like it's hard to stop you from scoring. Even on 1 credit, you can score out, right?
Yeah. Amusingly, I'm even on predictive planograms, so like but mostly because I actually just want more card draw, more so than like actual tech for the matchup. I feel like greasing the palm's already enough.
Yeah, I believe it.
But
super cool.
So this is another like this deck can do a 7-point combo from hand, with a Wage Workers, a Bass, and an FCOM. Like and a bunch of operations. Like it's like a stupid number of cards combo, but like it does actually work, which is kind of silly. But
34 credits and nothing to do with them. I feel like I also think this deck probably should have a Hades Shard. I missed that one too.
Oh yeah, Hades Shard could make some sense here because like you actually I don't know how what your plan is to get through a Mother Goddess on Archives.
Oh, you're right. I
think it's just to mill me out.
Yeah,
I think it is actually just mill me out. So.
Yeah. Which I don't know if I win that race. How many points are in Archives?
Just 1 Vashron right now.
Which is useless. Oh no, it actually doesn't fire from Archives, right?
No, it doesn't fire from Archives. Yeah, I have 2 more agendas in hand and 3 more in the deck. So
Okay, man. Are there rules for restreaming NSG streams? I'm not familiar with them. I would just contact NSG, find whatever email address, find them on GLC and ask around. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Jack, get in touch. You can send something to OP at NoSignal.games, but I think in general, my off the cuff, not final policy is I'd be surprised if we were objecting to people commentating in a non-English language.
Yeah, because I know there was like German restream specifically. I remember that was pretty common. No Hades. I guess there's no more shutdown combo to tech for. Oh, that's true. That was a good card for that. But like, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to run archives. Like our deck, we do have some breakers. Like we do have Black Orchestra and Paperclip, but I don't know. We have credits to spend.
Yeah.
It also like forces people to use spin doctors and Jacksons in like really suboptimal ways if it's on the table.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. Thanks so much, man. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
I'm really
Thanks
excited.
for having me on.
This is really fun. I'm like super stoked to see because I think again it's the biggest Eternal event in the history of the game, and there's gonna be so many people that are either like a mix of Eternal heads, people who've played with the old cards who are excited to like dig through their deep binders to pull out their cool altars, and then folks who are like trying to figure out for the first time what to do with Temujin contract, and like that is gonna be awesome.
Oh. You just reminded me I'm gonna have to dig through my like 6 different places I have cards left of my like rotated collection.
Did you sort them well?
So that'll be fun. No, absolutely not. So I've got roughly regions of like, this is mostly HB cards. This is mostly Wayland cards. And that's as far as I can go.
Yo, I've sorted everything like perfectly to the T by release date, by set, by faction. And it's finally going to come in into play.
I was going to do that. And then my local game store was like, yeah, sorry, we don't have one of those like big, like, you know, 3,000 count boxes. Yeah, because there's a cardboard shortage because this was like early or like mid COVID, and I was like, ugh.
Sage is asking, where's the tournament taking place? So this is the Crown of Cerberus tournament, which is like the community run tournament the day before Worlds. It's like a mixture of a casual and a competitive event. So a lot of people go there doing different things. It's a team tournament. So you and 3 players, and specifically the format is this: on each team, there's 1 standard player, 1 starter player, and 1 eternal player, and they face off against the corresponding format from whatever team they're paired against. It's taking place in Barcelona on Friday. It will be streamed. So it'll be on Null Signal Netrunner, the Twitch channel. Eventually it should be up on YouTube as well. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of folks in Barcelona jet lagged trying to figure out how to play startup and eternal, and even playing standard. It's always really interesting because it's obviously the day before Worlds, so a lot of people are still like not playing their Worlds deck but still trying to figure out what everyone else is on. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
there's a lot of great stories of people going like, oh, is this a deck, like, is this going to take over, you know, this killed it at the subways or Crown of Servers, whatever, and like watching that like shape the meta. I'm excited to see what stories come out of that, especially this year where I feel like the standard meta is like much wider open than it has been.
Yeah, for sure. On that note, I'll shout it out a bit better on Tuesday. We have one more stream before we go live, but there is the Subway server team tournament that is Cat is running in New York. It's, do you know the date? It's in mid-November. It's like November 18th, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's the Saturday before Thanksgiving, U.S. Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So we'll share more of that information on Tuesday. We have a poster with all that stuff. But if you want to play a team tournament, it's not standard startup eternal. It's just 3 different standard players, all forced to play a different faction. So it's like the most diverse meta, like by kind of by rules.
By mandate. Yeah,
by mandate. It's a really fun tournament. That's classically how COS was run, but that is November 18th in New York City. So we'll share a bit more about that. There's some really cool prize support as well. So we'll have the poster up on Tuesday. But yeah, if you want to do that, that's in New York in November. It's pretty cool. Jeff, thanks again for joining me.
Thanks so much for having me on. This was a lot of fun.
If I don't hear from you before, safe travels, and I'll see you in Barcelona. To everyone else, stay tuned. In fact, you'll hear Jeff again this weekend when we have another Canets game up, and then the games should be coming out about, I think, 3 a week from this point, and they'll be on the channel while we're not here. But we have one more stream next week on Tuesday in the afternoon. We'll see you there. That's all.
And I'll see some of you on my stream tomorrow evening.
I'll be doing
some. I'll be doing some. I think trying to get all my ducks in a row so I can put out a video before Worlds where we dive into all of the cards by popularity and breakdown. I have some fun things I want to do on stream, so come check it out. That'll be at about 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow at Twitch or YouTube /YsengrinSC.
Link will be in the description for that for sure. That's all. Thanks so much for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed some Eternal. Maybe you got to see some old cards and have some fun, but appreciate it as all. Take care. Ciao.
Bye.